Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. And tonight we're back to Into Avernus, uh, which is my campaign. And sorry, I didn't take any time to format my windows. I just basically started it right away so we could get into the game. So I'm just gonna try to launch into the game and just start going, and then mess around and with fixing the formatting and stuff in between, so that we can start playing. So when we last left our adventurers, the last thing that happened um, is you guys are on your way traveling through the plains of Avernus to visit Red Ruth, the Night Hag Diviner, who resides at a place called the Bone Brambles. And Valrog is leading you there. And I think you're almost there. You're like 1 day away or something. And you guys encountered an Erinis and Orthon, who ambushed you and made a deal and basically wanted you to give up Valrog to them. They were sent by Mephistopheles, who Valrog said reminds him of him when he was young. You defeated them, and they ran off, and you took all their loot and shit. Um, so now you guys can continue traveling and stop for the night. The first thing is I want to make sure that we know where all the soul coins are, which I think we have. Let me see. You guys have 14 soul coins, and the way that you have it set up right now is there's four of them just loose in the cargo hold of the demon grinder and the devils. That doesn't seem right. What, Jake? What do you have
That's
as
right.
notes for where the soul coins are? Just
That's what I have.
the
Four in each machine, and then some of us spread around.
the Devil's Ride has coins in it, and then it's in the Tormentor. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds right. I think the idea. Wait, I don't think
The Devil's Ride
wait,
is being stored in the cargo hold
Devil's
of.
Ride is the bike, right? We
Yeah.
wouldn't have put any in the Devil's Ride. I have big and medium, but I need to actually label them. It would have been the two with the cargo hold.
The motorcycle can carry 100 pounds. It has like a little a
The
cargo.
motorcycle, the motorcycle we have as a backup scouting vehicle, so it'd be in our two main vehicles,
Cool.
which are the Bone Grinder,
Demon
right?
Grinder,
Demon Grinder, and what was the other one called?
Tormentor.
Tormentor. Yeah, each one of those has four. And before we start going, unless we've already started going, they probably shouldn't just be like loose, like scattering around. We should probably put them in a bag or something.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Does someone have something in their inventory that they'd like to contain the coins in, and then put that in the hold of the vehicle?
I've got a belt pouch, but that only works for one vehicle.
I don't think I have anything
You could put all the
that.
extra coins in the belt pouch and just leave it in one of the cargos.
Yeah, but then if we lose that vehicle, we get screwed.
Yep. Or robbed.
No one else started with a belt pouch. You usually have one. What were you? What'd you start with? A rogue? What's your background?
Hmm?
Are you
Urchin.
ranger? What's your background?
Urchin.
Urchin.
Did you
Urchin
hear?
starts with the pouch. You have like a belt pouch.
Yeah, make sure you have
Oh,
it in your inventory.
I mean, they're not there anymore because now they're tied to the thing. So I would say
Well, yeah.
I would say put the coins in the pouch and then attach it to like a central piece of the machine so that it's not going to get loose unless someone cuts the cord or um or the machine explodes. Um,
Okay,
tie
so
it up pretty good to something where it's not obvious that someone can just come by and cut the cord.
yeah, well, it's inside. I mean, they'd have to get in your vehicle and search it basically to
Yeah,
find something. Okay, so do you want that in the demon grinder or the tormentor?
one of each.
Oh, okay. So you each have okay, and
Sorry, I'm here. Katie's having a meltdown.
oh, no problem. Okay, so four in each, so that's 8 of them. So you have 6 left. And sorry, I don't have written down. So if you could just tell me real quick, I'll note it down now. I'm trying to
Yep.
update my tracking of your magic items. So how many soul coins does Rexlor have?
Raxlor has 1.
Okay, and Scree, how many do you have?
2. That's the max I can carry.
Oh yeah, and Zoe, how many do you have?
Like 17. Okay, 3.
Okay, that sounds right. 1, 2, 3, and that's 6. Okay, so there is. Okay, so you have 8 soul coins that you're keeping in belt pouches in your vehicles. Okay,
That's right. We have soul coin soup. I forgot about that.
yeah, I mean, that's been kind of squishy. I'm not super. As I was thinking about it, I really don't know if your cargo hold would be watertight. That you could just do that. Oh yeah, but I guess I was letting you do that for
You were the
water.
one. You kept offering that. You were like, "Do you want to just cast it in your cargo hold?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, I don't remember. It was something about tracking water. Anyway, we're not worrying about water right now. That was during travel. Now you guys are almost there.
I research plastics and invent a plastic liner. Hooray!
I'll buy a couple barrels when we're in town. It's fine.
But I have your magic items. Oh yeah, yeah. You could also probably scavenge them at some location. So I have your magic items written down, but I just have potions and scrolls, written down for you guys. So could you actually tell me which potions and scrolls you have, starting with Raxlor?
Raxlor has 2 healing potions, a potion of hill giant strength, a filter of love, not a potion or a scroll, but 3 magic beans, a scroll of bless, a scroll of augury, and a vial of kulari.
Cool. Okay. I don't think Scree has any scrolls or potions.
I do have some.
Awesome. What do
I
you have?
have 2 scrolls, a spider climb scroll and a protection from good and evil scroll.
Right. Um.
Did you say you have a spider climb scroll?
Yes.
I have one too,
Oh.
but now I'm suspicious and wondering if my sheet is messed up.
This is why I'm going to start tracking magic items. I'm not tracking all of your mundane items, at least at this point, but yeah, I think I need to know what magic items you guys have. So I'm pretty sure there would only be one. So I think I'm
Yeah.
going to let you guys decide which one you have. And then,
You can have it, Scree. I have a feeling that my sheet got
Thank
messed
you.
up. I have a feeling I deleted it and it didn't save.
okay, and then, so do you have any, oh crap. Dealing the wrong one. Okay, so do you have any other scrolls, Zoe?
It says I have a scroll of protection from good and evil and a scroll of tongues.
Okay, well, you must have tongues because that's the only one, but I'm guessing that we just duplicated the scrolls that you and Scree had. So
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm
I'll
gonna go.
delete it off my sheet.
I'm gonna go ahead and patch that item duplication bug, where one player just doesn't. He just transfer items and you just don't delete it. It's like it's a Pokemon bug. You trade your Pokemon on the Game Boy and then you unplug the link cable.
Yep, I remember doing that. A lot.
Yeah, we did that with James like so much, and like he got Mew from his friend, and we were like, "Oh yeah, trade it to us," and we're like, "Ha ha ha! If we screw up, he loses Mew forever. But if it's successful, we get Mew. If it's not successful, he loses it. So it was only risk for him, only reward for us. Great deal.
I had a Mew. Legit.
I also have a scroll of Liamon's tiny hat, but I didn't have that. I didn't have space for that, so I have it in a different area.
Okay. Awesome. I'll just note that down. Okay. Yeah, and I've already got your other magic items, so that's fine. Great. Okay, before you guys... Okay, so that was the extra soul coins. I have that dealt with. Oh, okay, and let me just tell you about the talk about the Valrog thing real quick. I'm just doing a quick recap because we already talked about this, Jake, but just so everyone knows, and so it's on the stream in case I forget about it later. So, um, the book has as an optional, well, I think it's optional. There's a rule in the book that says while you're in Avernus, every long rest you have to roll a check to see if you turn evil. But the problem is that, well, first of all, that's a lot, so it's pretty much guaranteed you're all going to turn evil. And worse than that is there's really no mechanical effects for evil. Evil is like you're not the game's not really made to play evil. You can, but that it really just starts getting up to DM and player discretion. So I'm not doing that right now, and instead I'm going to call for checks based on. I mean, I'm not saying I'll never do that. At any point, I could have you guys make a check and say you feel the evil weight crushing down on you. But something that does come up is Jake or Raxlor constantly using Valrog, and as I'm kind of like, as we're playtesting it, it's like, wow, this is interesting. So basically, if you make a deal with the shield, then you have permanent free true sight out to 120 feet, which means you can see anything in the ethereal plane. You can see through all illusions. You can see through all invisibility. Which, I mean, you guys are higher level, but, like, that just seems a little bit OP. Like, normally you'd at least have a spell to cast or something, but it's like, nope, it's just a story-based item that you get. But the thing is the book, I think, really wants you to treat Valrog, I mean, in the book it's called Gargoth, right? But either way, it's a demon or a devil, archdevil. He's supposed to be like more antagonistic. You're supposed to not really want to take him with you. There's places you can leave him where others can watch over the evil. But it doesn't specifically say there's any harm in taking him, and you get huge benefits for doing so. So why would you not carry around a powerful magical item? So it's really up to the DM. So for me, I'm having it basically be the Begee that I wanted, and he's giving you guys free directions everywhere. Again, like you're supposed to be getting lost, rolling survival checks. You have to find someone to lead you to the next location, but instead you have Valrog, and he's just leading you everywhere, which makes it really convenient, but takes away from some of the the difficulty or the scariness or whatever. So I think it makes sense that if you're constantly consulting and engaging the powers of an archdevil who's asking you to help free him so that he can unleash his wrath, that's probably, more evil than good. So whenever Raxlor is engaging Valrog for his help, not like just from talking to him, but if you want to use his true sight, basically you have to say, hey, Valrog, keep your eyes open for true sight. Let me know if there's any whatever, instead of just having it be always on forever. Kind of like guidance, there's like some restrictions. You just have to say, okay, I'm asking Valrog to keep an eye open. But if you do that, then I'm probably going to have you roll a check, which is a low DC. And then if Raxlor fails it, then he becomes evil, which is kind of the story arc that Jake was planning on anyway, which is kind of why this is tailored for his character. Also, he's the one holding the evil shield. You guys haven't necessarily been doing that much evil, but Raxlor technically has been doing a ton of evil because he's just totally buddy-buddy with this archdevil.
Okay, clarify, in terms of mechanics, yes, but I have not been doing evil. Clearly, our party is of the understanding we're working with Valrog to attain our goal. We haven't done anything evil inherently, but the corruption of talking to him and requesting his favor and being friends with him. It's like if you're friends with a Republican. It's like you're not being evil just by being friends with a Republican, but they'll slowly indoctrinate you into their BS. And even if you try to avoid it, you're going to find yourself spewing what they want you to spew. But we're not doing anything evil. We're not like helping Valrog do anything evil at the moment. We're telling him we're going to, and he's corrupting us through the process. But
yeah, there's supposed to be a lot of that in this adventure, and really I've been pretty much any evil NPC that is your ally, I just play them like a good NPC pretty much. But Mad Maggie and pretty much everyone that you've met is supposed to be like trying to coerce you to do evil and corrupt you like slowly over time, but that gets pretty difficult to really pull off, and I'm still kind of noob. I'm just trying to improve, so that's how.
I don't know, just give me the option to do something evil. Seems pretty easy to me.
Well,
do you
so,
wish to kill this?
Yeah, we-
Yes, I do. We didn't say what we want you to kill. Yes.
That is true. We haven't really had a whole lot of opportunities to quote unquote do evil. 'Cause
Exactly.
everything down here is evil. So just by progressing down here, we're inherently doing good.
Yeah. So that's why for right now, that's the mechanic I'm going to add because it also balances it. You get, I mean, you already if Rex already gets the +2 AC, no +4 AC like constantly, but if you actually want him to be watching with True Sight. Or if you use like I can't remember all of his abilities, but if you use like Wall of
Yeah.
Fire, then I might make you. And maybe not every single time. Maybe like at the end of a battle, if you engaged him a lot, then I'll use it or something like
Yeah.
that. But
Using the magic item, which just happens to be a magic item, doesn't inherently do that. But when we speak to him, how about
yeah,
like? And I know since you're
getting
just kind of like,
directions too. I had you roll some checks
Yeah.
last time because you were having him give you heavy directions, and maybe that's not always what you want to do. So
and even though that's literally what you were encouraging us to do, but
Yeah.
I mean that's fine. That's exactly what a devil would do too.
It's got to have
So-
drawbacks because you could do
Yeah.
other things, and if it's like, oh well, we'll just do this because it's easy and there's no drawbacks. If there's a drawback, then it's like, well, we could do this, but maybe we find another way, and then we can avoid this. That sort of thing.
Yeah, no, you don't want it to just be a free button, and I like that too because I was like, oh great, we'll just ask Valrog, he'll tell us where it is.
Yeah.
Let me just propose this real quick since you're getting into the details of how and how often. As a magic item, it gives plus whatever AC, the magical AC, and
That's fine.
resistance to fire.
That's fine.
So it's a shield with a +2 magical AC.
Yeah.
It has charges that the character activates to cast Fireball and Wall of Fire. Those are just magical effects of the shield. But you have this Aura of Dread thing that says chosen by the shield when to do it. So in order to activate that, I'd have to engage with Valrog like I did. I said, Valrog, we need your help. And then he cast that.
Sure.
So how about whenever if I use Fireball, Wall of Fire, the magic item properties, it's not. But when I'm asking him as a intelligent character to activate his abilities, True Sight, Aura of Dread, sensing,
giving you
telepathy,
directions, yeah,
any of those things where we're actually engaging with him, not just like chatting, like, "Hey, Valrog, what's up? Oh, do you recognize this place?" But like actually asking him for advice and inquiring to him, then I would consider that
yeah.
totally fine.
Cool. So yeah, that's basically how we're gonna do it. So you can use it as a magic item. By the way, so this whole Valrog thing, this is a very common thing in D&D, and it's called an artifact. An artifact is a legendary item that has. I might not be saying this perfectly, but whatever. It's a legendary item that there's only one of, and it's usually sentient, and it has like this great power, but also it's basically an NPC, and it might be good or it might be evil. And you get things like there's a hammer called Whelm, and it refuses to let anyone but a dwarf wield it. So normally there's not racial restrictions, but if you have Whelm, it's gonna like actively be fighting against you while you're trying to use it. So stuff like that. So since we're finally getting a game where we play high enough where you can have a sentient magic item, that's what Valrog is. And it seemed like you got him at the beginning because of the way that I did it, but you don't get him until you're going to Avernus, and that's like 3 dungeons in. I mean, we're already more than halfway through the book. The first part of the book I kind of skipped over and did my own thing. So yeah. So that's the deal with Valrog, and that might that might come up in the near future. So just want to make sure we hash that out. Great. Oh, but if you do turn evil, a benefit is there's no limit to how many soul coins you can carry anymore. So,
Oh, really?
Well,
wow.
okay, I'm ready.
Oh,
We're all instantly turn evil.
All right, what do I have to do? What quest? What? Valrog, I am trying to initiate psychic contact. What do I need to do to turn evil? Are there any babies I can punch?
There'll be plenty of time for evil. Okay. Hold on, let me just check my notes. Okay, before you guys continue, and you're about to rest for the night, but it's just like, I mean, you were kind of right in the middle of the field when you got attacked, so there's not, maybe like an hour left to go or something like that. So you're going to be resting soon, but since you're stopped on your vehicles for the moment, is there anything else that you want to do? Or are you ready to continue?
pretty ready to continue.
Okay, cool.
Were we resting or what were we doing?
Do you want to do a short rest outside of your vehicles here?
I think I. Oh, actually, yeah. What do you guys think? I don't have that many abilities used up. Have you ever used? Did you use spells, Zoe? How are your spell slots, Zach?
Zach.
Sorry,
It's okay.
dealing with stuff
Oh.
here. My spell slots.
Do you need to take a short rest? Is what he's wondering.
No, I do not.
You have both spell slots.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm kind of low right now because last time I got my ass beat up,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
I'm at like 10 HP. I just saw that before I changed my mind. Like I said, no, I'm good, and then saw my hit points. I'm like, oh shit, never mind. So, yeah, I need a short rest.
Okay, yeah, we can do a short rest then. I guess hanging out inside, outside the vehicles, and resting here.
Okay, well,
It does look relatively safe.
yep, the area you're in, I mean, the creatures left, and it's as safe as any other area. Specifically, there's not any kind of major danger or things that are actively hurting you, which there have been previously. There's no acid wind or whatever bullshit. So, okay, so you guys can go ahead and take a short rest, and we're just gonna skip through it real quick. So go ahead and recharge your stuff, and if there's anything we need to do. So, Scree, can you go
Yes.
ahead and, well, first of all, what is your current hit points?
10.
10. Okay. Now go ahead and roll. I show that you have 1d8 and 5d10 for your hit dice. Is that what you
Yep,
have?
that's what it says on my sheet.
Okay, so
I'd like to use my 1d8
Go
and
ahead.
then 5d10.
Okay, here's how that works. Roll them one at a time. So each time
Gotcha.
you roll, you can choose if you want to roll the next one. So you can get as close to full as you want. Also, remember to add your Constitution modifier. So go ahead and roll those, and then just tell me how many you used and what your current hit points are.
Gotcha.
Cool. Zach, what are your current hit points? What is for Zoe?
I'm at 49 to 69.
Okay. Do you want to use any hit dice during this short rest? I show that you have 5d8 available. Okay.
I want to use some hit dice.
All right, so go ahead and roll them, and then let me know how many you used and what your current hit points are. Remember to add your Constitution modifier with each dice. Each one gets it.
Okay, just a second.
Sure. And then Raxlor, what is your current hit points?
60 hit points. I'm full.
Awesome. What are your current spell slots?
I have. You want remaining or consumed?
Remaining.
3 first, 2 second, 1 third, 0 fourth.
Okay. I might not even track your. I still haven't made enough space on my sheet for your 4th level spells. I went to all this work formatting it, make it look all nice, and then I never update it, and then it just goes to crap. Okay,
Yep.
Scree, did you finish rolling your hit dice?
Yes, I'm at 25 HP, and I use my 1d10 and my 1d8.
Okay. So you're good at 25? You don't want to heal up any more than that? That's 38% hit points.
Okay, screw it. I'll do one more just because I'm anxious about it.
Yeah, you are heading towards a long rest soon, but long rest also recovers hit dice. So if something did happen in the short span of time before your long rest ends, it wouldn't be bad to have more than half health.
Oh, well, I mean, I rolled and got a pretty low roll, but now I'm at 29 HP.
Okay, so now you have 3 d10s left, right?
Yes.
Alright.
Quick question. What level is Song of Brass? Is that first level?
Oh yeah, Zoe's a bard. Is it first level? I cannot remember what bards have at level 1.
What are we looking for?
No, it's second level.
Uh,
Inspiration's first level. For some reason, I thought we had
okay.
ended up doing that at some point, and then we never did, but... Bump.
So would you roll a 2, and then you had a +2 modifier?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay, so you're at 29. All right, Zoe, what are your hit points, and how many hit dice do you have left?
I have 1 hit die left, and I'm at 68 of 69.
Great. Cool. All right, and your spell slots have your warlock spell slots, of course, are regenerated. Cool. Okay, so short rest is done. An hour has passed. Where did I have? We're in. Let's just say we're in. Well, what time did I have it? I'm calling it 5 o'clock p.m. And that's arbitrary because then you travel and now you stop for the day to rest. Okay, so you board your vehicles and you continue to travel for about another hour or so, and now it's whatever you've been traveling for a normal full day of travel, 8 hours or whatever, and you are you pull your vehicles over and you're stopping for the night, um, uh, knowing that you're pretty close to Bone Brambles, but because time and distance are fuzzy here, you don't know exactly how far, but pretty close. You expect to arrive there the next day.
Okay. We
Sorry,
rest.
sorry. I was saying bye to Deanna.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so oh yeah, so your vehicles come to a stop in an open field. It doesn't look like there's any dangers around. It's just kind of like normal landscape. However, you do see a lot of plants that are growing in this area that are they grow
Edible.
they grow kind of patchy, but it's almost like a field of plant patches, which it stands out a little more than areas that you've seen previously. And you have stopped your vehicles, and you can now start preparing for your long rest.
I'm gonna go see if there's anything we can scavenge out here that might help save us on rations. I'll stay close to the vehicles, and everyone do your part to set up camp, but don't wander too far. And Raxor
I
is
just,
gonna go scavenge, forage, and explore.
I just realized that I forgot to add my modifier. So, but I'm not going to retcon it. I just realized it.
You absolutely retcon it. It's however
Uh,
many hit dice you spell, it's at you cast. It's
yeah, you can cancel out some
modified.
of your hit dice if you want.
Oh, I don't know about canceling out. I was making sure you were maxed.
Well, okay, you know what? Here, how about this? I'll just put you at 69, and I'll give you one hit dice back, and we'll just call it even.
Probably would have been about the even amount because I have a con at +3. I'm just
Oh, yeah, for
sorry.
sure. Okay, let me see. Okay, so Raxlor, you're going to search the area. Specifically, you're looking for food and water to sustain you through the night, right?
Right, and also any signs of lost Eden, of course.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, and before I resolve that, Scree, what are you doing as you prepare before the long rest?
Well, I want to try to forage for okay, hold on. Let me look up this thing real quick.
You do notice some interesting looking plants that are growing in this field area.
I mean, if there's anything, then I'll try to take it and figure out what it is.
You can look for something.
Yes.
Okay, so you want to look through the plants and look for plants that you could potentially harvest with your herbalism kit?
With my poisoner's kit, I want to try to make different kinds of poison with foraged things from here.
Don't you have don't you have an herbalism kit?
I'm pretty sure I do. Let me check.
Yeah, pretty sure you do, because there should actually be like a whole printout with like mechanics and stuff like that. So I think you do actually have both. So a poisoner's kit, you already need to have the ingredients. An herbalism kit is for collecting the ingredients. So if you collect some of these ingredients, if you search through the plants, and you can search anywhere that's got planty growth, you could look and see if there's anything that's useful. Just like if you were, hiking on a trail, and you're like, oh, cool, look, these berries are totally edible. And then you get your little clippers from your bag and you harvest them. And your herbalism kit has clippers and it has pouches, and it has a mortar and pestle, and little things that you can use just to help you kind of like harvest stuff. So, all right, that's what you'll be doing on your turn, is looking for plants to harvest. Zoe, what would you like to be doing during this time?
We actually are already. Wait.
You've stopped the vehicles and you're about to take a long rest. You're in a
That's what I
field.
thought. Had we actually set up the camp though?
No, you've just stopped the vehicles and you're exiting them. Raxlor, so no one is currently setting up the camp, and Raxlor and Scree are going
I
off to look, and you have a bunch of
I want to
NPCs with you.
I want to inspect the area to start looking to make sure we can set up camp well and look to see if there's anything like dangerous in the immediate area.
Okay, awesome. All right, now I'm going to resolve, going back and starting with Raxlor. Okay, so your ability allows you to find food and water if it's available. So and it is. So do you want me to just give it to you, or are you searching like in further than that?
I mean, while I'm searching for that, I'm also exploring and looking for, like they said, anything that's going to be dangerous or anything out of place or unique or special or interesting. But while I'm doing that, I'm collecting and gathering.
Okay. Um so you do find you find some ground vine.
Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah. I'm not into botany a whole lot, and plants are really confusing. So I'm just gonna say you find some edible plants, but you also notice two particular plants that there's a lot of here, whereas you find other little random things here and there. Seems like there's two primary looking plants that are growing here, and one of them. Let me see. And one of them has red berries on it. But other than that, it's just kind of like flowery vines and stuff. But one of them you do notice has red berries on it.
Do they look like any sort of berries I've seen in the material plane?
Make a nature check. I'm gonna save most of this for Will because they have an herbalism kit. But you're also naturey, so I'm gonna give you some shots at it.
2. -1 is a 1.
Willow's gonna shine. Hopefully, if she fails it too, then it's like, oops. You don't recognize this, but it doesn't look supernatural. You might have even seen. I mean, you are an outlander. You come from nature and stuff. So you do think that you've seen it before. Like it's not a supernatural magic plant or something. But you can't tell what it is, and you have no idea if it's edible or hallucinogenic or poisonous or anything. But it's
Does the plant look like it has a bunch on it?
yeah, a good amount. It's not like just one. It's like some of the vines have red berries of various amounts.
I pick a dozen berries and put them in my pouch.
Okay.
My bag, I guess.
Okay. One sec. All my stuff is out of order, but it is in here. I thought it was. Oh,
That's what it's like being in my head.
Uh-oh. Hold on 1 second.
I picked the berries. Oh God, no! Oh, why would you do that? Now I have no idea what to do.
I have a
retconning my description of them so you don't pick the berries. What?
I have checks. Hold on, let me just read for a second. There it is. Okay. Okay. So you're gathering the berries without proper tools, kit, or proficiency. Roll a straight D20 check.
Okay. The result on the D20 is 16.
Okay. You are able to successfully gather 5 berries.
Does it seem like there's a particular difficulty in picking the berries off? Hello?
Sorry, one sec. Okay. Okay, so you reach out and you pluck some of the berries, and you pretty much get most of the ones that you're going for, and they're kind of like a little raspberry clusters, and you're able to grab 5 of them into the palm of your hand. As you reach your hand back, one of the vines from the plant lashes out at you and tries to grab your hand. Does 21 hit your armor class? No, 22.
2022 does.
22. Okay, so the thorny vine grasps your wrist and wraps around it, and you take 9 piercing damage. Make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Strength saving throw. Oh, natural 1.
Okay, you are now restrained, and you take 1d6 necrotic damage at the start of each turn.
Okay, I shout for help.
Oh my god.
Okay, 1 second. Let me update. Let me see. And I probably shouldn't tell you the effects of things. I should just tell you you feel sick and you take this much damage. But no, yeah, that's good. Okay, and then it lashes out at you with 2 more vines.
Okay.
24 hits.
Yep.
That is 12 damage, 12 piercing damage, and then a third vine lashes out at you. And that one misses entirely.
Okay.
By the way, since you're getting attacked by it, you can see it a little bit better. It's made up. They're tough, wiry plants with smooth trunks of brown, yellowish tone. And I can't read you all those notes because that's all the notes about you're not supposed to know.
I shout, "Ah, assassin vine! Assassin vine!"
By the way, I'm having flashbacks to our game last week, and
Yeah.
The vines are like about 10 feet long, varying in length, but somewhere around there. It looks light green and desiccated. Okay, hold on. I need a stat block. My notes are not enough.
Hold on, I know how to escape this plant monster. I walk 10 feet away from it and stand there.
It's
Watch. He doesn't know I know this trick.
It has you restrained. You can't move.
Yeah, but that's what I'm gonna do. Actually, I have a really great idea.
I feel like we should meme this up and throw it in Tiamat's Tavern. Oh!
Okay. So, Scree, you're about to go next, so get ready. But I'm resolving the last thing. Okay, Raxlor takes 1 additional necrotic damage.
Okay.
But
that was from the. Is that from the start of my turn thing? Or?
No. Yes. Well, okay. So that's from failing the save. Failing the save, you're restrained. You're taking the 1 damage now. You're going to take additional damage as long as it's restraining you. But you can also try to, break out each turn. But when you take that damage, then the leaves of the plant, which were pale, now turn red, and you see the vines of the plant are pulsing with red, as it seems like the plant is actually drinking your blood through the thorns. By the way, the flowers are pink and red with a white center with dusty pollen. And also, that 1 damage you took, your maximum HP reduced by 1.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
until a long rest. So when you long rest, it will it'll return. As long as you don't die that way.
Mhm.
Okay, and that was it. And I guess roll initiative.
Okay.
And Scree, you are actually nearby because you're out gathering stuff as well. So roll a D100, and D100 plus 20 is how many feet away you are from Raxlor. Zoe, you are D100 plus 50. So roll a D100, add 50, and that's how many feet from Raxlor you are to start the battle.
okay, I'm 60
Oh.
feet away.
Okay.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're rounding up or down.
Rounding?
Yeah.
Can
Or I
roll
guess using
dice
even numbers.
roller
Oh, I'm sorry.
only goes up
D100.
20.
D100 times 10.
Times 10.
Wait, I don't like that.
Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. Wait, oh, you're
D10 times 10?
no. No, it's D100. You're saying because it's like uneven numbers or something. I don't
64
care.
feet away.
I'm just randomizing. You can say 60 instead of 64. I'm just trying instead of me picking a number, you picking a number.
Yeah.
We're rolling the dice.
Yeah.
Okay, so Raxlor, what is your initiative?
Total is 18.
Okay. Scree, Zoe, you can roll initiative too. Scree, how many feet away are you, and what's your initiative?
I'm 60 feet away, and my initiative is 8 total.
Okay, and Zoe. Just give me initiative and then also the result of a D100 roll.
My initiative is 13. And my D100 roll is a 92.
Okay, cool. So you're.
I didn't add in the plus 50 or anything.
It's okay. So you're 140 feet away, let's say. Okay, so now it is going to be Raxlor first, and then the Bloodthorn. Oh no, then Zoe, then the Bloodthorn, and
Are you
then
supposed to say that?
Scree. No, it doesn't. You don't know what a Bloodthorn is, but
It's
no.
not necessary.
But no, I was not supposed to say that. I don't even have this battle and table plot because this is just like an exploration thing. But Jake wanted to go up and pick the berries, and he didn't do. I mean, he got a low check on it, so it's like okay. There you
Some
go.
berries.
Yeah,
Berries
that's.
better taste good too.
Well, I'm sitting here reading my note, and I'm like, oh shit. Okay, I guess we have to. Guess we're starting a battle. That's why it was a big pause. I wasn't even preparing. I was just. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, Bloodthorn is not in 5e. It's only in 4e. So
What?
I don't have like an easy stat block. That's why I'm like, oh, let me pull up the stat block. Oh, that's right, there isn't a stat block. I had to kind of fumble it together. But Bloodthorns are awesome, and it's attacking you. And the turn goes to you, Raxlor.
Okay, so first, speaking as a free action, I would like to use Speech of Beast and Leaf to communicate to this plant creature, and try and convince it to let me go and tell it that I have much more tasty creatures for it to feed on nearby, and I'll lead them to it so it can feast on their blood.
Okay, can it? Okay.
It can understand the meaning of my words, but I have no special ability to understand them.
God damn it. Make a persuasion check. This is what the dice are for.
It's not a magic ability to like. I'm not charming it. I have the ability to talk to it. So if it's willing to reason with me, then I don't know. I mean, I also have advantage on all charisma checks to influence them. So this is with advantage.
Awesome.
And that is not very high. Persuasion, that's a 7.
Or is it deception because you're...
Doesn't matter, it's a 7.
Okay. With a 7, it thinks that your blood is pretty tasty, and it's only gotten a little bit so far. So it's it seems like it ponders for a second, and then it tightens its grip even further. And talking is a free action, so that didn't count as anything.
Yeah, I hate that when it's like, okay, you have to spend your whole action to like try and convince someone or something. That should be always just free. Talking, you should be able to do. There should be an action called a free action, which allows you to do like it should be a bonus action. Make some kind of a knowledge check talk to someone, something that's not combat worthy, but it's like little other things you can do in between actions. I don't know. I need to make my own edition. Okay.
Yes, you do.
So next, I would like to try and escape this grapple. I'm assuming that would be an athletics check.
Well, like that. Yeah, sure. Athletics check.
In general, that's what a grapple would be. It'd be athletics or acrobatics to escape.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to roll that athletics check. That is a 20, 19 plus 7, 26.
Okay, so you break free of the vines.
Okay, I then use Hidden Step to turn invisible, and I would like to run 30 feet towards Scree and Zoe.
Okay, you do that, and the battle is now over because the plant cannot move.
All right, I would like to begin hurling javelins at it.
Initiative is over. Oh, okay. You want to just kill it?
I'm killing it.
Okay. I mean, this is
Get
not
your
the.
blood guy.
There's other bloodthorn around, so
Ugh.
you can kill it. But I'm just.
Do I see other ones standing around?
Oh, this is
sitting
not.
around similar
It's a rooted plant, and there's a whole bunch of them. You're in a field of them. This is just the first one that you got close enough to.
Okay, then I run. I mean, I
But
don't have. We're not.
You do have the berries.
We're not experience based, so I don't have any reason to go through and slaughter all these things. But I run over to Scree and Zoe, bloody and dripping, wiping off the blood, and I say, "Don't touch the red berries. They're very protective of their berries."
One more thing does happen that after you run, this doesn't affect you, but after you ran away, when it was the Bloodthorn's turn, it shot out thorny seeds about 10 to 20 feet through the air, and they landed in the ground, and more vines are sprouting. After they drink blood, that's what they do.
Mm.
So not a bad thing to get away from them. Okay,
Yeah,
so sorry. So continue.
I relay all that to my party, and I say, careful. These plants out here are monstrous.
And that was one of the plants, by the way. There's another distinct plant that no one has investigated. So Scree and Zoe, you can respond to Raxlor.
Well,
I go, and now I would like to finish checking the area to make sure it's safe. No, I don't do that. I'm sorry.
I say, well, as long as we don't set up camp near any of those plants, we should be fine. But better safe than sorry to keep checking it out. But I'm gonna go rinse my blood off.
Lick your wounds.
I did get food. I'm carrying like a sack of food, and I'm like, well, I've got food for everyone. So you guys scatter out the area, and I'm gonna go back to camp and not die.
All right. Good luck with that.
Scree, would you like to continue your investigation of the field?
Yes, but I am taking careful measure to not end up the same way Raxlor did, tangled up in some blood vine.
Great. So,
Okay.
why don't you start with? So go ahead and start with an investigation check.
Gotcha.
Actually, that's a wasted check because I already told you that there are 2 interesting plants. So the way I would do this in the future is I would say you're in a field and there's some vegetation. Then you would say, I want to explore the vegetation, and you would make an investigation check to see if you find any plants that are interesting. Then the next step is you can roll either a nature or survival check to identify the plants.
Wait, or survival check. I have a +7 survival.
Oh wow!
It would have been a roll because I rolled like a 1.
Oh, did I tell you to do a nature check?
Yeah, you just said nature.
I have a 6 survival.
It wouldn't have been. I don't think it would have been high enough because I rolled like a 2.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. Do you think it should be both?
It depends.
Yeah.
So nature would be to identify like what it it would be to identify what it is versus whether it's dangerous or safe. It would be like separate things. Like, what are you trying to do? Describe what you're trying to do about it.
So it would be nature or survival depending on the scenario when you're trying to identify it. So in this case, I would say nature check. Make it with advantage because you already saw the bloodthorn do some shit. And then the other plant, let me describe to you. The other plant is
24.
Nature 24?
Yep.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so the bloodthorn was the first plant. it actually has reach and blind sight to 10 feet. So if you come within 10 feet of it, it could get you anyway. And if it surprise attacks you, it gets advantage on your hits. That's how it got so high on Jake.
Holy shit.
If it constricts you with it's going to try to lash out with tentacles. It has a triple attack, and if it grabs you with its thorns, it starts drinking your blood, and your HP is reduced by the amount of damage you take each turn until the next long rest, and you can actually die that way, and it sucks out all your blood. And I already said what it looks like. And the berries are not poisonous, but they don't taste good. And yeah, and they don't taste good.
It tastes like combination.
Combination.
And definitely the berries, as well as the I don't know, thorns, I guess, of the plant. Yeah, let's say let just think of it like, let's say the thorn vines, like just a clipping of the vine. Those are harvestable. So the berries can be used for something, and the vine itself can be used for something. So there are
Nice.
two parts of it you might want to harvest. So that's everything you know about the bloodthorn. That doesn't tell you what you can do with it. You need to actually succeed or learn a recipe for things such as potions, poisons, or well, probably mainly those two things, either potions or poisons. So
Yeah.
you might be able to make a check with your poisoner's kit to find out if bloodthorn will make a poison, basically.
Cool.
And anyway, okay. So the other, apparently it's in the game too. So it has 24-inch long branched stems with narrow arrow-shaped leaves that look like little teeth. It's reddish to dark brown with spikes of small white, pink, lavender flowers with yellow or green centers. It's a type of mustard. It's an herbaceous mustard of the Brassicaceae. God damn it! This is why Gary Gygax liked this game. This is what he did, but with trees. Anyway, and it's a real thing. You can use it in real life. So this is not in the game. I'm just telling you. In real life, you can use it as an insect repellent.
Cool.
In real life, if cows eat it, which it is edible, if they do, then their meat and milk tastes like ass. So that's why it's called stinkweed. Is it
Yes.
actually? It's actually a scourge of farmers because it's a weed, and if you get it, then your cows are just out there munch, 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 and just
You,
and ruining
I
all
can
their
tell you
crops.
from personal experience that if you find it on your farm, you do eradicate it as fast as possible because it does. It ruins everything.
With such a high,
Wow.
and this can definitely be used for recipes as well. Um, and you basically just harvest, little clips of the flowers, so the end of the stalks. Um, One last thing that you know about it is in the game, in the game, is that there is a species of cow that are found in the Underdark and
Okay.
in and in lower plains that are known as stench cow, um, which have orange and green fur, I think. I mean, you rolled a really high nature check. And anyway, they love to eat stinkweed. In fact, that's probably related to why the stench cow stinks so bad, is they love to eat stinkweed.
Wow.
Stinkweed, yeah. 24 nature check. Sorry, I had to make it worth your while.
Well, that was amazing because I want to harvest some stinkweed, even
Okay.
though it's stink.
Okay, so make a D20 gathering check. It's not a
Gotcha.
skill, but add your proficiency modifier because you're proficient in your herbalism kit. So check your proficiency modifier, which I think is a 3, but double check it, and then add that to your D20 roll. No other skills.
Yeah, it's a 3. That's a 10.
You roll a 10.
Yes.
You get one clipping of stinkweed.
Well, that's still something. Let me write that down.
And you don't want to try to harvest any bloodthorn? That one's a little trickier.
Yeah, I'd rather not. I'd rather
Do you
not.
want to scavenge? Do you want to do a survival check and see if you can find any fallen berries or vine pieces that are not actively growing and trying to eat and kill people?
Absolutely.
Okay, make a survival check. That-
21.
Oh, good. Okay, so you do find a vine that
Hooray.
looks recently cut. In fact, you think it might have been wait, that guy didn't take any damage, did he? He's in the struggle. Rexlor broke away. You think it's from when Rexlor broke away from the vine. You actually see a piece of vine on the ground, and it's kind of like
Nice.
it's slightly slithering, but you can tell that it's not like alive. It's just kind of like twitching like a dead fish when you or octopus when you put salt on it or whatever.
Or a dead bug.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna take that little clipping. I'm gonna put on a glove first, just in case,
Yes,
and then I'll put it in my pouch.
Yep, your herbalism kit does include gloves.
Yes.
And
It
yes,
also has other things.
yeah, and pouches. So you have tiny little
Mhm.
pouches that you can put the clippings in so they're not rubbing all over stuff and getting all messed up. So nice and
Yeah.
self-contained. All right, so you just got a little bit, but you did get some, and now you just need to figure out what to do with it.
Cool.
Okay, so with all that done, I think you return to camp and find that Raxlor has finished bandaging his wounds, and Zoe has taken the lead in setting up the camp. Zoe has engaged the other NPCs: Jibs the wereboar, Shora the 12-year-old.
The 12-year-old.
That's her character title, the 12-year-old. No, the expert.
Yeah.
Lulu, the Golden Holyphant, and Dareth, the Sky Demon. And Zoe has them all setting up camp and rolling out bedrolls, and Zoe is just totally like whipping everyone into shape and getting all the rations portioned out, getting a campfire lit, and all that. So when you return to the camp, everything is nice and totally set up and ready for you guys to get to sleep. And the only other thing
Awesome.
that you have. Yes. Oh, it's so nice. So he did a great job setting up camp. And the only thing
Thank you so.
I think he's AFK still. And the only other thing you have to do is decide who is keeping watch. So there are, I believe, 4 watches, right, Jake?
I think so. 8 hours total. We've got elves. 8 hours total, and then the maximum you can spend is 2 doing watches and stuff.
Yep. So watch order. This just matters on like who's alert when
So we've got
if something happens.
we've got 3 player characters. I'm assuming Lulu can also be part of the watch. So, I mean, it's
Even
poison.
Jibs could be a part of the watch. It just
No,
depends on whether or not how much you trust them and their
the watch
capabilities.
is for Jibs. There's a reason we have a watch, and it's Jibs specifically, even if nothing else. I mean, it's kind of arbitrary. Usually, something's going to happen either right away or pretty early on. So I would say, who's the safest
If you have
one to have?
if
But
you have 2 elves, you could even like double up during part of it because one they really only you can keep watch after you're done meditating.
do we have 2 elves? I don't think we do.
Oh,
I don't
no.
think we have any elves. What is
Oh,
Zoe even?
Oh, none of you are elves. Oh, that's what you were saying. You
No.
don't have any elves. Why did
No, I was saying we have elves. I thought Zoe was an elf for some reason, but no, yeah, no elves. So
half elf?
Raxlor, Scree, Zoe, half elf. Zoe a half elf?
I think it's half elf. So no meditate.
So no meditate, yeah.
Okay, so
Raxlor, Scree, Zoe, Lulu.
awesome. Okay,
Oh.
and then yeah, go ahead.
There is something I want to check up on. I have been hauling around this little basilisk egg, and every time we rest like this, I make sure it's warm by the fire. But I do want to check to see if there's any signs of hatching in the near future.
Okay, make a nature check.
Gotcha. $15.
Okay, so you are sitting by the fire, warming your egg as you always do when camping for the night. Remembering
Egg.
the months ago when you first found it, in the cave deep underground under Candlekeep, and how long ago it was, and wondering how long until it hatches, and then just as you're recalling, how long basilisk eggs take to
Oh
hatch,
my.
there is a little crack that forms on the edge of the egg, which, by the way, is about the size of a human fist, and it's pebble. The egg is pebble gray and hard as rock, and a little crack forms, and then it gets bigger, and you see a little horned nose come poking out of the egg,
Oh
and
my gosh!
the little nose is brownish orange, and after a few more cracks, the head emerges, and you see glowing green eyes, and you know that this definitely is a basilisk, just as you already knew because you stole it out of a basilisk nest. Um, and you place it on the ground as it finishes cracking open and crawls out of the egg. Its belly is yellow,
God.
and it's about 7.5 inches long, and it looks at you and immediately just starts hissing, and it
Um,
stumbles around with a slow, clumsy kind of a walk, and it's hissing at you.
I'm gonna try to like comfort it in a way.
Make an
And
make an animal handling check.
gotcha. I knew that was coming. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna name him Choo Choo. Choo Choo the basilisk. Yes, it is a reference to little old Chewy. Anyway, what did you say for me to roll? Animal hand.
Mhm.
15 again.
Okay, with a 15, you are able to kind of comfort him a little bit, as much as a lizard can be comforted. But then you quickly realize that he's actually hungry.
Oh. Oh shit. We need to feed a baby! A baby basilisk. Oh
When is
my.
this occurring? Is this during Scree's watch, or is this
No,
before the rest begins?
just before your watch begins. You guys are just about to go to bed, and the last thing that happens is that Scree is hatching this egg. I mean, maybe not the last thing, but that's what's happening now.
I ask around, guys, what do we feed a baby basilisk?
What? You're able to. Oh, sorry, you guys. So this is kind of like a role play thing a little bit. So like you don't
What?
have to do anything, but you can do
I know.
as
Yeah.
much as you. Oh, I'm kind of letting Zach and Jake know as well, so you don't feel like I'm. This is not something I'm forcing on you guys. Her basilisk egg hatch, and now you can kind of like feed it and stuff.
Yep.
I'm back, guys.
Well, welcome back.
I'm also
As soon
googling
as
what
I
they
think.
eat.
as soon as Raxlor sees the basilisk and you're walking around showing it to everyone, I recoil in disgust and back up like 10 feet from you, and I say, "Ugh, get rid of that thing! We're not keeping it in our camp!"
Yes, we are. He's my child, and you're gonna have to respect that. I don't
I,
care what happened to you
I say,
because I wasn't there for it.
one of those things killed me. I was dead, you know. I was gone.
But you're not.
You drive a hard bargain. Well, that's a good point.
Not really.
Well, fine, but if it if it if it petrifies any of us or steps out of line, it's squish, and I punch
No.
my gauntlet with my fist.
I'll make sure to put as much care in this little guy as possible.
I say, okay. I mean, I know animals can be valuable allies if they're trained right. Like, I mean, obviously a wolf is super dangerous, but a dog's not. So, fine,
Good.
but keep it in line, or
Oh,
squish.
Would the basilisk
Okay.
eat tiny little pebbles and rocks since it, turns things to stone? It would normally be eating those things.
I'm pretty sure they do eat rocks for fun, and they definitely make nests out of pulverized rocks. But the Forgotten Realms wiki says that they eat mammals, birds, fish, stone, some berries. Oh wait, no, it doesn't say stone. Some
So
berries and even
Some.
other reptiles. So basically, it would eat like like maybe a bearded dragon or something. So it could eat
Oh my god. You
anything.
don't have to make that comparison. Gizzard's right in the room with me.
Anything that's small enough for it to eat and munch on, and it could be plants or live animals or dead small animals.
the whole thing with their petrification is their stomach fluids are what cure petrification. So they petrify someone, and then when they eat them and crunch up the rock turns
Yeah.
back into flesh in their stomach. So they
There
don't
you
eat
That's
go.
rock,
right.
but it turns their flesh back into food. So they can eat anything, but the petrification is how they hunt.
Oh.
Thank you. That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember and
I
find.
can't even tell if he made that up or if that's correct because it sounds correct.
Yeah, it actually is, and they do have slow metabolism, so generally they only have to eat like one human a month. But yeah, that is generally how they would do it. If you would like that, if you want to go full bore with that, you could give it like here, have some little berries, and it shoots little tiny beams out of its eyes. So in the stat block for the basilisk, because actually Out of the Abyss does have you can get a basilisk egg and you can raise it and you can hatch it and it has little mini stat blocks. It doesn't get its petrifying gaze until it's adult. So I would say that basically it's just a lizard until it's an adult. Then it starts doing all that cool like stone stuff. But if you want to not try to abuse it as a battle mechanic, I don't care if you want to have it turn little tiny things to stone and then crunch on it.
Abuse it,
Oh.
abuse it, abuse it.
What if we get a magnifying glass and hold it in front of the baby? And it hisses at Raxlor after he says all that.
What? How can it understand me?
It
Oh wait, shit.
it literally can understand you.
No, I literally say that. I look at it and I'm like, what? How can it understand me? Wait a second.
Hiss. And also it's
I
still
tell
hungry.
I tell it, okay, well, little guy, I have nothing against you, but your kind have done harm to me in the past. So I would love if we were to become very close friends and neither one of us will harm the other. But just know that we can't have dangerous enemies in our midst. So you better be nice. Put my hands on my hips.
It kind of hangs its head and then it looks up at you and flops out its tongue and kind of like tramps back and forth on its little feet and tilting its head and it looks like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh
And
my god.
it takes a few steps towards Raxlor and kind of like makes a nuzzling motion with its little head.
And it turns him to stone.
Oh, he
Yeah.
likes you.
He zaps my foot. I keep a stern. I have that whole dad doesn't want a new puppy or a new kitten or whatever look on his face, and then I kind of nudge it with my foot like I'm petting it a little bit, but I've still got this stern, upset look on my face.
Raxor, give me your berries. Trust me, bro. Trust
My
me.
berries, but my berries. Someone took
But-
my berries.
I'll
But
trade you. Listen, I'll trade you vine clipping for berries. Okay, this is a very good deal. Trust me.
I've got
Trust-
these delicious greens instead. Won't he like some greens?
No, probably not.
Fine. I give Scree 4 of my berries, and I say I'm not sure what they do anyway. I've been afraid to eat them. Better him than me.
I'm a little worried to give these berries to the basilisk.
You got a good nature check, and you know that the berries are non-poisonous. They're bitter.
Okay.
They look really good. They taste really bad, but they're not poisonous.
Well, I'm gonna try to give them to the basilisk. Who knows? Maybe bitter. He can't taste bitter.
Okay. So you hold the little berry out, and he turns his head and looks at you, and then he turns his body to face his head, and then he tramps towards you, tramp, 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 and
Oh.
he sniffs the berry, and he looks at you, and he gives a little tiny hiss, and then he looks at the berry, and then he gives the berry a little hiss, and then he makes an angry face at the berry, and then he looks like he's concentrating really hard, and then after a few seconds, these tiny, weak little beams of light shoot out of its green eyes and shine on the berry, and it just keeps shining, and it looks like a green laser pointer on the berry. And then after what seems like 10 to 15 seconds, you see little bits of stone kind of form on the outside of the berry, just
Wow.
little tiny bits, but not the whole thing. And then after a minute, it stops, and then it kind of does like a panting motion. You can see it got a little bit tired. And then it snaps its jaw over the berry and snatches it out of your hand. And then it goes, "Ang, ang, 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 ang," and it eats it, and you hear a little bit of crunching for the bit of it that was turnstone. And then
Good boy
it
or
swallows it.
girl. I don't know yet.
It swallows it with a gulp and licks its lips and
Good Choo Choo.
and wags its tail like lizards do.
Good Choo Choo. He's like the lizard puppy. I love him. I love Choo Choo.
And he scurries up your arm and over your shoulder, and he finds a pocket in your clothing underneath your armor, so he can ride on your your shoulder front pocket.
Woohoo! Lizard pet, let's fucking go! One day, when little Choo Choo grows up, I'll totally be able to mount him. I don't know if I'll need like a saddle to do that, but that's probably in the future. And by then, who knows what will happen? Oh my gosh, I can't believe the baby basilisk I've been waiting for like a year is finally here, and he's so cute.
Yeah, you kept it for long enough, and I know that you've been nurturing it every night, even though we don't always remember to say that. That's what's been happening.
Yeah, that's
On this upcoming episode of Animal Human Fatal Attractions.
Hey, since he's a basilisk, oh, never mind. Okay.
Oh.
Nothing. Okay.
What?
Well, no. Let's not go there. You know, dragon dongs.
Oh no.
Okay. So that's it. So now you have a friend to snuggle with at night, and everyone makes up their bed, which is already pretty much the camp is all set up because of the leadership that Zoe showed earlier in getting everyone together. And you guys camp for the night, and the order is Raxlor, and then Scree, and then Zoe, and then Lulu. So Raxlor, you have first watch. Roll a perception check to see if you notice anything.
Perception is 16.
16. All right, so you kind of make the rounds around camp, glancing out at the horizon in all directions. Since you are in Avernus, it's kind of frustrating the way that the things far off in the distance seem to shift and change. So it's kind of hard to keep your bearings, but you don't notice anything moving on the horizon, nothing that's close by, nothing that in the sky, nothing that you need to worry about as far as you can tell. You do notice that it feels a little more humid than normal, but other than that, nothing stands out to you. So after 2 hours, you complete your watch, and you wake up Scree. And so Scree, you're fast asleep, and Raxlor rouses you from your slumber to get up and do your watch.
5 more minutes. Okay, fine.
I'm standing like 6 feet away from you, nudging you with the back of a javelin because I'm afraid of the basilisk. And I say, air feels a little sticky tonight. You should probably like bring a fan with you or something.
Okay. I get up and I immediately check on Choo Choo, who's in my pocket, sound asleep still. And
he's kicking his back right leg.
Oh.
Like he's dreaming.
Oh my god. So cute. Well, Anyways, I will keep on watch until said otherwise.
Okay, make a perception check as you begin your 2-hour watch.
Real quick, while that's rolling, so this is going to count as a short rest, right? At the end of this,
Oh my.
In
8 hours
in terms of what?
recovery,
Yeah,
which we can't do long rests.
Oh yeah.
correct. Yeah, that's right. You have that. That's right. You have the Lehman's hut. If you were using it, you could, but you're not. So that's right. So in
Yeah.
terms of
What do we-
recovery, it's a short rest.
Okay, I'm using second wind before the short rest, and then continue. I'm just making
Oh,
that
that means you guys don't get the hit dice back. Oh wow,
clear.
That
Yeah.
is like
that's right.
Swear I remember hearing the DM say something about that earlier about us getting the hit dice back soon.
I did, but that was wrong because that's the way that. Yeah,
It
yeah.
Right.
has
'Cause-
been a while since we played this game, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been a little while.
Well, because that I remembered that I made that rule, but I forgot the consequences of that rule. I mean, we've already run it that way, so yeah, that's right. You don't get any hit dice back during the long rest. No spell.
pain.
Basically, you get basically no spell slots and no hit dice.
I get spell slots.
You might be able to rest at the next location you come up on. You rested essentially with Mordenkainen.
Yeah, that was what I thought you meant by you're going to get a long rest coming up soon because we're coming up on a location.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, so both are true. Yeah, a location, but then also you're sleeping for the night. So, but yeah, technically not a long rest.
Anyways, perception check. 28. Dude,
Okay.
I'm so glad I chose expertise and perception.
Okay,
Like, it makes it just ridiculous sometimes.
so you find a small wooden structure that is set up as part of the camp, and you leap up on top of it, and you place your hand above your eyes, shielding your eyes as if you're as you're peering off into the distance. And you hop from perch to perch around the camp as you're looking off expertly in all directions. And as same as Rexlor, you see nothing. You do notice that the humid air has kind of turned a fog, which is kind of making it hard to see far off. But with your perception check, you can see through it no problem. And the fog is actually reddish, so it's kind
Whoa.
of special effectsy.
A
So
little spooky.
over
I
the
like
cour-
where this is going.
over the course of 2 hours. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I should have game music on. Let me get some ambience.
Nice.
Ambient music. Oh yeah, wow, it has been a while. Avernus ambience. I know you guys can't hear this, but the stream does. All the rest of the future forever does. And this one. It's 3 hours. No music, but it's like background rumbles and stuff. Okay, so yes, so over the course of 2 hours on your watch, there is a red fog slowly building all around you. And at the end of 2 hours, it is time to wake up Zoe. So you approach Zoe and rouse her from her slumber. Zoe, you are awakened after 4 hours of sleep by a large raven person standing over you.
Hello, Zoe.
I've had this nightmare so many times.
Zoe, there is nothing to report besides a mysterious red fog that is kind of scaring me now.
Alright, well, I'm on watch, so nothing to be scared of. You go back to sleep.
Alright,
I proceed to take watch.
and I'm going back to sleep, snuggling little Choo Choo.
Choo Choo is very happy. He's been kind of sleeping in your pocket off and on anyway, but now that you're totally stopped moving around, Choo Choo is able to relax for the night.
He likes me for my body heat, but that's okay. I still love Choo Choo.
All right, so Zoe, you begin your watch, and over the course of 2 hours, you're peering off into the horizon. It is getting more and more difficult to see as the red fog is kind of building. But, you know, the weather and environment in Avernus has been pretty crazy so far, so you don't think too much of it. Go ahead and roll a perception check to see if you notice anything.
Natural 1.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So you
You fell asleep. No one does any more shifts for
you
the rest
fall
of the
asleep.
night.
You look off into the distance. It is definitely hard to see with this fog, um, and you don't make out any shapes anywhere nearby. But actually, you're noticing at this point you can't really even see the horizon. It used to be you could see mountains, structures, things that would change as you get closer, or even if you look away and then look back. But now it's almost like Superman 64 on on
Oh god,
not
that
not
game was so horrible.
not quite that bad, but you do notice that the distance is red and foggy. But you don't notice anything, and listening with your ears, you don't hear anything either. About an hour passes as you're continuing watch, uh, and make another perception check.
Another natural 1. I'm not shitting.
And you hear, the rumbling sound that's kind of been going on all night, just the general thunder roars of Avernus, but it's getting louder and closer, and now you can see shapes. Now you see shapes in the fog, and you see shapes moving toward your entire camp very quickly, and it's a whole bunch of shapes.
Uh-oh.
You see shape on
I
this.
see that with a second natural 1, really?
That's how close they are right now. What do? Hurry. Time's ticking.
I say, hey guys, I think I see something in the distance, but I'm not sure. I'm on watch. Hello, anyone? I try to wake people to see if they are concerned, since I clearly am blind.
Dareth stops pretending to sleep because he doesn't sleep.
Oh my God.
Jibs rubs his eyes and slowly starts to sit up. Hey, what's going on? Shora kind of blinks her eyes open and says, "Is someone saying something?" And Lulu comes flying over and says, "What is it, Zoe?"
I think I see something. I don't know.
Rumble,
My
rumble,
eyes
rumble,
are really
rumble, rumble.
hazy this
Burst! A
morning.
stampede of stenchkine, a wall of green and orange come bursting through the camp. Everyone make a saving throw of some kind.
Dexterity?
Do we get to pick which kind?
hold on, let me go. I lost my spot.
I knew I was going to get a natural 1 both times too. I just knew it.
Dexterity saving throw.
What happens if I'm asleep? Auto fail?
You.
When I wake up?
Okay. Yes. Sorry, I was just trying to add urgency. But you guys do get a chance to wake up before they come bursting out. But you're about to make saving throws to dodge out of the way. But you can role play what you do.
I got a 17 plus 3, so a 20.
Nice. I got a 19 plus 7, so that's like 27. Holy shit.
Okay.
Or was that
Raxlor and Scree, go ahead and say how you respond. How do you guys wake up?
As soon as he realizes something's going on, he stands up to attention, grabs his shield, and casts guidance on himself.
Nice. All right, Scree.
Whenever I sense rumbling, I stand up so fast. You know when you stand up so fast that you kind of get a little woozy? I do that, but then I immediately recover and then do a cartwheel to get out of the way.
Just so you know, that happens more often the older you get, standing up and being woozy.
Oh.
I'm gonna see if I can get a picture of Stench Cow.
Stench Cow! I was just looking those guys up.
There's a crappy picture.
They look ugly.
Oh, okay, hold on, sorry. 1 sec, I'm gonna send over a Stench Cow picture into Discord.
Yippee!
I just saved it. There it is.
Okay, so like a regular cow, but
yeah, just and the imp is not there.
That's sneaky.
Yeah, so a regular cow, except the fur is orange and it has gross green like splotches on it and stuff.
Cute.
Okay, so what's everyone's Scree? What's your dex save?
27.
And Zoe, what's your dexterity saving throw?
20.
And Raxlor, what's yours?
15.
Okay, all three of you dodge out of the way as the stampede comes bursting through your camp. All the NPCs are gathering things up as hastily as possible, throwing them onto the vehicles. I'm assuming you guys are as well.
Yep.
Some of the cows are like smashing into the vehicles, which have very thick armor, so it doesn't look like any serious damage is happening. But there's horrible, loud clangs as they're doing that. You guys attempt to climb onto the vehicles, and everyone make another dexterity saving throw before you get to the safety of your vehicles.
I'm just going to mention this, even though it goes without saying, because mage armor is free for me, but I did, as I was yelling, oh shit, and jumping up,
Sure.
and rubbing my eyes, I casted my mage armor.
Yep, no problem. All right,
23.
so... Okay, that succeeds. Zoe?
21.
That succeeds, and
21.
17.
Oh, nice. You all made it. The DC was 14, by the way, and the damage would have been 3d6 plus 4. So nothing to fuck around with. Just so you know, like, that's just how it ran. Zoe happened to fail 2 checks. Raxlord chose that Zoe would be on third watch, and third watch happened to be when the cows came, so that's how it goes. If he had succeeded the perception check, then you guys would have had a little more time, so that's why you got caught in the stampede. No,
I would like to stress in the future that it's a bad idea to let me take shifts on watch, because I will fuck them up.
It's random. You have to take one watch, and it just depends. And it just so happened that the cows were on third watch. So that's the cool thing about doing watches. Jake taught me about that. Like, he'd be like, okay, first watch something happens, and then whichever watch, it's like there's a knock at the door. There's a little girl.
Oh my god.
Okay, and one last saving throw. Everyone roll a Constitution save, because as the dust is clouding the air, you also smell this horrible stench from these cows, hence their name. So everyone make a Constitution saving throw.
17.
Succeed.
15.
Oh, good.
Succeed.
21.
Succeed.
21. Again.
So none of you suffer the effects, which are just poison, by the way. I think also stench cow are not in 5e, and that's bullshit. They should be. Anyway, I mean, like, they are, but they're in, like, the descriptions. Like, there's no, anyway, it doesn't matter because they're cool. All right, so you guys avoid the stench cow stampede and hop on your vehicles and haul ass. It's been 6 hours, so you got, you got enough sleep to not, like, have exhaustion or anything. And at this point, you're just trying to get away from the stampede. But before you can decide how far away you need to get, bursting through the red fog, suddenly the fog clears, almost like the clearing of a forest. And before you see a huge, twisted mountain of thorny brambles and such.
Oh my gosh, we're at the bone bramble.
And who has the map? Is that Raxlor?
I don't remember writing down a map.
So one of you has a map of Avernus, and whoever does, and if you notice it, you can call it out.
I'm pretty sure.
Huh? Is it Scree?
I have it. I think I remember I was the one who wrote it down.
All right, so you.
But let me see that.
You hear a vibrating.
Yes, I do.
So there's a vibrating in your pocket, similar to a phone going off, and you pull out. So you pull out the map of Avernus, and the map lights up in one area of the map where you see these little twisted brambles, and it marks the bone brambles on your map, and it speaks to you and says these words: Your future is written in your blood. She'll open your veins to paint the story hidden in your heart.
Oh, inspiring.
A,
Truly inspiring.
a maze of warped trees and bone-like vines stretches before you. Calcified corpses merge with the trees, covered in fungal pods that feed on the blood oozing through the undergrowth. Here and there, narrow paths wend deeper into the wood. And everyone open table plop.
Yippee!
That was my transition.
And that was really good. That was like really good.
Well,
Bone bramble.
when I have you know, 3 months to prep or whatever, I mean, I'm gonna actually have time to do something.
Hasn't been that long.
No, but it has been quite a bit. I think
Been like 6 weeks.
I think since before we took a break, since before Jake's vacation, when he came back, we wanted to start the new thing. I think.
Yeah, it was right before Zach's vacation because we played your game
Oh,
up
Zach's
right before.
vacation, yeah.
So that would have
Yeah,
been 5 or 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. And then we did my game for 3 weeks in a row after he got back. And then this week.
Be right back real quick. I just gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good time to take a little break if you guys want to. Well, I mean, we already are because they said they're going to the bathroom. We're not playing until they get back. So yeah, does everyone want to get into the map? And
I am.
awesome. So cool. So you see look. I put the vehicles there. I've got everyone. I've got Jibs. Oh, their names aren't there. I'm gonna give them names.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Let's see.
Sorry about earlier. Caitlin has had just a massive meltdown tonight, and it was disastrous.
Oh, no problem. I have those nights too.
Yes, but you're not 8 years old.
Oh man, we had a Miles meltdown the other night, and this time I tried a new strategy where I was just like totally nice to him and gave him control over everything because he's so used to adults fighting him for control that he like didn't know what to do because he knows how to get control of adults. You just, you know, scream louder and break shit or whatever. And but instead I was actually just being like calm and nice to him. And I started confusing him, and he's like, "You're trying to trick me." And I'm like, "In what way?" I'm just being, you know, being normal or whatever. And he's like, No, there's something that you're doing. You're trying to distract me from something." And I'll distract you from what? Hey, I have an idea. Let's get you some fast food on the way home. And he's like, No, you're lying. You're not going to get it for me. And I'm like, Ask your mom. And by the way, I've never lied to any kid, especially not you, about getting fast food or something. So no, you know that that's not true. And then he so finally he's like, "Fine, I want Sonic." And I said, "What do you want?" And he goes, "I want a coney." And I said, "Okay, fine." And he said, "A foot long," because I always tell him 6 inches is fine. Oh, I'll tell Deanna that too. and then he goes, "A foot long," and I go, "Okay." And he goes, "And chili cheese tots," and I go, "Okay." And then it's like he was waiting for resistance. But I was throwing him off by saying sure. Now, the real thing that was going on is I knew that he was melting down, which, by the way, I've learned a new phrase. It's called emotional dysregulation. And it's when you get to that point where you totally lose control and you're in fight or flight mode. And so you don't really control your actions and you're just reacting from your emotions. And I've been reading about that and learning about it to help with myself and also other people in noticing when it's happening. So I realized that's what was happening with Miles, and I'm like, okay, I just need to get him home. The last thing that happened is his dad's car broke down in front of our house, and that's when it was bad. He got it running, but at that point, Miles is really pissed off, and now he's refusing to go home at all, and because he just wants to feel like he's getting control of the situation, so he wants to get some kind of a win. So I'm like, okay, if we try to fight with him, and then Rob's like, "Oh, I need to stop at AutoZone and get something," and I'm like, no, this is gonna be, he's gonna end up doing something, and the police are gonna get called. We need to not have any of this happen. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take control of the situation by talking to him and letting him vent and agreeing with him, and so eventually he calmed down and then went home. And then, so I got my way, which was him going home. And then Deanna got to work on time because she was like, "Oh no, he's trying to make me not get to work on time." Well, no, I got, the only bad thing is I had to buy him fast food, which is fine because I've already got my follow up to that, because you don't have to, he doesn't have to have his consequences on that same day. Consequences are the way that I determine them as far as the future goes. Like, for instance, that was on a Sunday, so I said, nope, you know what? I'm just going to have to decide, there's just going to have to be times that you don't visit because of what happened the last time that you were here, So he's just going to just hang out here less. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to. I was talking about
No,
that
that's
while Jake and Willow were AFK. Jake, are you back now? Oh, good. I wasn't wasting time. He'll let me know.
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh yeah, hi. If you guys notice that Jake gets back, let me know. But anyway, yeah, that's what went on with him, and it's like, and I asked Deanna, I said, who won tonight? And she said, he did, because you bought him fast food. And I said, did he ask for fast food? No, he didn't. But I realized, see, because this is the thing with his dad, that's how it's always been, is his dad will just bribe him with fast food or whatever to let him get his way. But I've never done that. I'm always the hard ass, not necessarily in a mean way, but I'm not just going to bribe him to get him to do what I want. Except until I did the other night, because I knew that would get him under my control. He wanted control, because that's what it is. When you're freaking out, it becomes really just a struggle for control. And you feel like that if you got control of the situation, you feel out of control. So I could make him feel like he was in control, but in reality, I was in control because I'm the one that's getting what I want, which is to get him the hell out of my house and let him go home and deal with it there, So I don't know. I mean, a good thing is, other than Miles, there's a lot less of that. The other kids fight here and there some, but we don't really have screaming and fighting and stuff like that like we used to, because with Trent and Noah and Sam and Willow, and I mean, that's what everyone was used to. That's all they knew was screaming, because for Noah and Sam, their mom, that's all that she did, and when I was with her, that's all it was just a screaming environment. She would antagonize the kids during the day, then I'd come home from work and they're already upset, and so am I, and I'm stressed out. And then for Deanna, and it really wasn't even Deanna. She was screaming because in a house with Rob and Miles and Trent, that's all that you could do. It was just scream, scream, scream all the time. So we've worked real hard to change the environment over the years, and now it pretty much is. But Miles, he's making progress. A lot of it's from getting older, but a big part of that, progress, it's also now he's becoming a teenager, and I don't technically mean this, because this is not a diagnosis. Obviously, I have no right to say that, but almost like he's a sociopath. And of course I can't say that, but what I can say is it really doesn't feel like he has much empathy, and it feels like he's really focused on what he wants and needs at any particular time. And he doesn't care if he's making his parents cry, if the police are getting involved. The only thing he cares about is, am I going to lose something that I want, right? So that's why it's oh, here, I'll buy you some fast food. Okay, I didn't really like dinner anyway, so now now I have nothing to be pissed off about. So he's more in control. But now the problem is that whenever he feels he becomes emotionally dysregulated, whereas someone like you or me recognizes that we're becoming dysregulated, and we go, you know what, I need to take actions, I need to separate myself. They call that cognitive behavior theory, where you pay attention to what's going on and realize that you're actually feeling chemical changes in your brain, and that you're not making rational thought, and blah, 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 which is not something, obviously, I'm that good at, but that's what I'm trying to learn. But Miles doesn't. When he feels that way, he feels like someone needs to pay. He suddenly he just wants to get control, because he's it's like these base instincts, it's oh no, I'm scared, fight or flight. I'm not saying he's an animal, that's fucked up, of course I'm not saying that, but it's it's like what an animal would do, like Sam's dog Georgia, sometimes Well, here's what she does. When she gets stressed out, she finds the nearest source of food and starts guarding it. And it's like, shut up, Georgia. This isn't about food, you know? It's like we're arguing about bills, or the kids are fighting about this, or Miles is screaming about that, you know? But it's like, but because that's what's important to her, and that's what her mind goes to is, I need to get control. I need to find the food source, gets control. So that's how it is with Miles. And he's very transparent because he's not good at hiding his intentions. He'll flat out say it sometimes. Yeah. And that night, I realized that what he was planning to do is, for it doesn't matter why, he was upset. And like he does with everything, he blames his mom. I mean, you know, because it's always someone else's problem. And since he loves his mom, and his mom has done so much for him, then obviously any problem he has is her fault because she's supposed to fix every problem, right? So now he's like, so I need to, you know, he needs to do something to get control of her. And when she changed her jobs recently, well, he feels like he made that happen. Like, I got her to quit her job. That's how he feels, right? So now he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to get her to lose this one too. I'm going to make her quit this job just to show that I can. Well, that's not what happened. We had a totally good night. She went to work. I went to sleep. And all I had to do was buy him McDonald's and play mind games with him for an hour. It was funny because he knew I was doing something, but he couldn't think on a high enough level to get it. So he just kept saying, like, you're not acting right. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm acting totally normal. And he's like, yeah, but normally you're talking about, like, Dungeons and Dragons and about how things work and governments and stuff, but you're not doing that. You're just, like, talking and being nice and smiling or whatever. So he actually could tell that I was putting on a facade. I was doing I was so angry. Oh, I was so mad at him. But that was inside, right? But the way I was acting outside was totally calm and smiling and patient and whatever. And when I got home, I yelled at everyone else because I had to vent it out a little bit. And I might have called him a name or two that, you know, he didn't hear. But you know, I got done what needed to be done. So anyway, but I've had to do like expert level ninja shit with Miles. It's like, this is not even like normal. He's really made me philosophically think about like what control do adults really have over kids? Like what I'm gonna hurt you? Like there's a poet, Charles Bukowski, who talked about how his dad used to beat him with a leather strap that you used to sharpen razors. As a kid, like all the time, and like just every time, oh, you did this wrong, beat, just constantly beating. And at a certain point, it's like he was so used to the pain that he didn't even care that much. And he was like 14 years old, I think, and his dad gave him this really just brutal beating, and he didn't cry out in pain once the whole time. And that was the last time that his dad ever beat him, because it scared the shit out of his dad. And it's like, okay, if I'm hitting him as hard as I can and cracking open his skin and he's not even wincing, then what happens when he decides to turn around and come at me? So then his dad just got out of his life basically at that point. So it's like, yeah, like how can you even your own kid, like how can you force them to do something, right? So really what I've found is it's about psychological manipulation and negotiation. And what you're trying to do is you have to use advanced psychology methods to convince your kids to learn the right lessons and see things the right way, and then take the proper actions and overcome their own personal, you know, issues that we all struggle with, and negative inclinations. But that's really, really difficult and damn near impossible for most people to do. So that's why yelling and spanking and whatever. And yelling is basically the default that everyone falls to, kids or adults, because that's something you do when you're frustrated. And I found myself doing that all the time. And the funny thing is with Miles, he's so immune to it. It's like Charles Bukowski. It doesn't matter how you scream at him. He's grown a life of screaming. He thrives in screaming. So the best thing that I could do to gain control of the situation was to change the whole thing and totally flip. And I told Deanna too, I said, you have to smile, you have to be happy. Because guess what? He kept looking at her and he'd see a sad look on her face. And he's like, see, Mom's sad. I know there's something wrong. Okay, then act, then put on a fake face, make them think that you're happy, and now you can, you know, get them, because ultimately that ended up helping him be able to control himself emotionally, because he screams at me, I scream at him. I know where that can lead. oh, I can tell you some funny stories offline. But officially, it's like, yeah, you know what? When it comes to if you're going to use screaming and violence against Miles, he's going to win. I mean, you'd have to literally be the police, and even then, like, I've seen how people can fight the police. I'm like, yeah, that could be Miles. That could be. If he was mad enough, he's got an adult body. What's up, Trent? Okay, I don't know how much is left, and I'm gonna make a whole sandwich of that. So can you use just like a tiny little bit? Can I please trust you for that? Just get like one slice just for flavor. Thanks. I like the roast beef. Okay, bye. Is Jake back?
Yep.
Sorry, you were AFK, so I kept elaborating on my story, and I was like, okay, whenever Jake says back, I'll stop. But
Yeah.
I got to a pretty natural end, and I'm like, yeah, I think Jake came back and was just listening to the story. Anyway, yeah, parenting is a psychological experiment, and now with that horror in our minds, you approach the bone brambles. Oh, I'm gonna send you guys a graphic. I actually have it as the graphic for the YouTube video, but you guys should see it. That's from the book. That's the bone brambles. And there you are. There your vehicles are. There your characters are. You don't have to move space by space, but I'm going to try to let this naturally unfold, and then we'll see how it goes. So there you go.
We go forward.
You see, so before you see these brambles of bone and blood and sinew and nasty things. It looks like a corrupted forest of some kind. And there are path. Well, I can't ping because it's not, that really cool tabletop simulator. But I created this before you started using tabletop simulator. To be fair. Oh, how do you do that? Right click ping. Oh, I just forgot how to do it. So there's a path that way, and a path that way.
Okay, so this is like, I'm just kind of confused where we are. Is this the edge of the bone bramble, or
Yes.
are we in it?
This is the edge of the bone brambles.
So this is on the map to me. From what we can see, it looks like this is around it, to the left.
Oh, okay, yeah. So here, let me do a little bit of reveal, and then that'll help. Because now that you guys are here, you're going to be like, kind of looking at it. So hold on just a minute. Reveal. And watch this.
All I know is looking at the picture you shared, it makes me think of Snake Island, where it has just an abnormally high ghost to land ratio.
Ghost to land ratio.
Okay, how does that help?
Yeah, so it looks like, I mean,
A little bit?
it doesn't look like this place is very big, but are we like going into it? Like, which direction are we coming from?
Here you go. This is going to help. There you go.
So is this thing just like like 50 by 50 square patch of bone brambles? That's what it looks like.
Bony brambles. One sec. I'm revealing again. There you go.
Oh my god.
So it's just like a 230-foot patch of area. It's not like a region. It's more like the Knucklebone Fort.
Do you want to walk around the rest of it? Do you want to circle it and look at the whole thing?
Yeah, you said path. So when you said path, I was thinking like path into it. You're talking about just way we can go. So yeah, I suggest to the party. I say it looks like this thing is not quite as big as I had expected it to be, but we should probably scout out the perimeter before we start just trudging in.
Good ideas. Let me help you.
And we take our vehicles, which I don't think I have control over, and drive north to circumnavigate. Oh, and we do.
Okay, so you drive around the entire perimeter of the bone brambles, and you are able to see several entrances, which I will now explicitly reveal so that it's really obvious that it's a choice.
I can kind of see where some of them are, but
It's
yeah,
it's really bumpy, so it's kind of hard to see. So I'll give you
yep, that's that. I'm trying to guess where they are before you reveal them.
Oh yeah, cool.
I can kind of see them, but and then it looks like there's one more small one down here, but I can't tell.
Yeah, they're definitely on all sides. So here's what the bottom looks like.
Okay, so it looks like
there you go.
it looks like there's several options for how to get into them. All of them branch in various ways. So what are we here looking for? This is not a DM question. This is a party question, and it's also kind of a rhetorical question. We're here looking for Red Ruth, who lives in the Bone Brambles. I thought this was going to be like, exploring a huge region trying to find Red Ruth, but no, it just sounds like she's probably just like chilling in a house here. So hopefully, this place is not immediately hostile to us, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get our machines inside there. Correct.
Nope.
Giggity.
So we're gonna just have to be walking. We're gonna be walking. We're looking for Red Ruth. We want to make sure that she knows we came here. We know Mad Maggie. We're friends with her, so that she doesn't just immediately attack us. And specifically, we're looking to have her. We think that she'll be able to tell us where to find Olanthius.
Hello.
I think that's. Oh, hi, Joey. I thought that was a music bot or something.
Oh, hi,
This is-
Joey.
This is Nick's game we're playing tonight. We're about to enter the Bone Brambles in Avernus.
Oh,
It's typical.
if you want to see it, you can send him a link.
I think you have to like log in and be added to the campaign in order to see it.
No, I'm good listening.
Okay.
It's just a map thing. You can send a link to your stream.
It's like a 7-second delay, so he won't want to.
No,
Oh,
he could see the
video.
map,
Oh
Just
my god,
mute
that's
it
a great
in the
idea.
map, yeah.
One sec. Let me send you a link to it because then you can watch it, and the video will be a little behind, but then just mute the audio.
He's been freaking out and micromanaging his stream even though no one's watching it, so I'm sure he's excited to have someone.
You're talking
He's
about
like,
me,
for
right?
future, yeah, for future generations.
Me in 10 years. This is a photo album. That's all this is.
Besides possibly the DEA, they may be watching it.
Or some of those kids from Burgers Lake. Hi, kids from Burgers Lake.
Oh, I made a separate channel for that.
Okay, good.
Oh my god.
And I did make it public. This one is, well, I guess it is public, but I mean, no one's gonna search for it to find it.
Yeah.
No one but Joey watched that stream because you can see you can see all the paths. You can see.
Oh.
Actually,
Interesting.
I would take the viewer. Go ahead. If you're gonna actually do that and take time to plan a strategy, I would allow you to do that.
Nope. That's cheating. So I say, we're looking for Red Ruth. If we must defend ourselves, we will defend ourselves, but we don't want to cause direct harm. We're coming into her territory. We don't want to cause direct harm to her or any of her inhabitants. So unless something is completely automated, like, a ghost or a plant or something like that, we have to destroy it, but try our best not to cause any harm until we find her. But I'm thinking... Go ahead.
That sounds an awful lot like lawful good talk to me, and I'm pretty sure I'm turning evil.
No, it's more lawful, not idiot, of the person who you're going to for help just going in and smashing their stuff.
That explains so many problems in my life.
So, all the paths kind of look like none of them are straight direct paths straight into the center. I like the way this one at the top looks because it's nice, wide open. It's got almost a 10-foot width the whole way, and this left, by the way I'm looking, fork looks like it kind of goes towards the center. But it really doesn't matter, and we're not splitting up. So where do you guys?
Why don't you want to split up? You could each take a path.
That's true. There's
And
my
then
path.
one of you is definitely to find everything.
I like the one on the top left, personally.
even in Stranger Things, the main cast who plays D&D, knows to not split up the party. They were arguing about it in one episode, and they were like, and it all went to shit, and our whole party got disabled.
Yeah.
So,
Usually how it goes. Okay, what about the top left path is appealing to you?
Just a feeling.
Oh. So either you're watching the stream or it's arbitrary.
I'm not watching the stream. It's completely arbitrary. It's just a feeling.
Okay, well, so for my argument,
Okay, if you want to know, the top one looks a little too inviting. The one on the bottom right looks like or on the right looks like it dead ends really fast. The one on the bottom and the one on the bottom left both look like they're already really tiny to begin with and not going to go anywhere. The one on the top left looks in between. It's like the porridge.
I'm just worried with the top left. I'm not so much worried. I just feel like this path is going to eventually connect with this path, and this path is eventually going to connect with this path. Like, it's just kind of like an outsider thing, unless there's something in this area right here and it's circling around it and going into it. And it's a question of what that is. But I mean, whichever place we go, we can always explore a little bit and then back out and go somewhere else. So yours is on the way to mine. So what do you think, Scree?
I mean, I'm not the leader of the party, so we can go your path. I was just telling you my gut instinct tells me.
I don't really know exactly, but like this one over here, it looks like it leads into the middle the most. Maybe I could be completely wrong. I pinged it over here.
But maybe we don't want to go into the middle, though.
Yeah, but there could be Red Ruth in the middle, or there could be a giant dragon in the middle. You never really know.
I think, and there might not even be a middle. Maybe it's a bunch of quadrants. Yeah. I kind of want to just get as close to the middle as possible so that we can kind of see the layout. Like if we have the corners, the entrances, and the center, we can kind of figure out what kind of the layout is. But I think this one's good too, and of course it's also a split. So if we do take this path, Zoe, which split would you say we take first? Or would you want to go to the crossroads and peek down the splits and see?
I always want to peek at the splits and see.
All right. So let's go first. Let's go first. Yeah. Let's go first to this one and see what we can see down those pathways.
It's going to like straight up dead end on both of them immediately. And it's going to be like, wow.
Well.
Never trust Zoe's gut.
All right, and are you leaving the vehicles there, or are you parking them in a different spot? And who is waiting with the vehicles, and who's going with you?
We're definitely putting the vehicles nearby.
I'm assuming we're in the vehicles until we get out of them to go explore, so the vehicles will be up here by the entrance that we're going into.
Okay.
And I will ask Lulu and Shora to stay behind with Dareth and Jibs to keep an eye on it while we go explore inwards. I trust Lulu to alert us if anything happens. She's got a flying speed and she can blast anyone.
Okay, 1 sec. I'm zooming in on the map. Okay, so the vehicles are there. Zoe, I put you up with the party. Okay, so unless like you guys can stay together, but in general, I'm going to just assume your marching order unless we get into, like, a full-on initiative encounter, in which case I'll let you guys kind of position yourselves. Does that seem fair? That way you don't have to micromanage every single square?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marching order, Raxlor in front, 10 feet behind Scree, 10 feet behind Raxlor is Scree, 10 feet behind Scree is Zoe.
Oh, yeah, and it does need to be single file because it's so narrow.
Yeah.
So we've got Scree, and then Raxlor, and then Zoe. And right, is Shora going with you guys or staying behind?
Shora and Lulu staying with the vehicles.
Okay, that's really safe, I think, because with Shora and Lulu, and since you pretty much can trust Dareth, probably. I mean, based on given the situation, he swore fealty to your shield, so you're probably
He could
good.
probably he could kill us at any time he wanted. So
And exactly, and Jibs has a really strong incentive not to fuck around with all those other guys watching him. And so I would say all 3 of your vehicles, you guys feel are pretty safe in this situation with all them watching. Okay, so ping which way you go, and then I'll just reveal maps, and then we'll just see how it goes. I don't know what's gonna happen.
okay, and to be clear, it's Raxlor, then Scree, then Zoe.
Oh, okay. Let me update that in my thing here. So, all right, Scree.
I would say the left path, personally.
And
Works for me.
1 sec, and then Zoe. Okay, Raxlor, then Scree, then Zoe. And okay, sorry. Can you just ping it one more time? All right. So here's what you see.
And that's what we're looking down to see which way, to see what it looks like from the entrance, and then we'll head down.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, so yeah, kind of like I thought. This one probably leads down and connects with this one, but I'm kind of interested to see what's up here. What do you guys think?
Sure, why not? It's only like 1 extra square.
Sure.
Unless
Yeah,
it comes up over into here, and then it
What
goes
if
over into there.
It's more of like, what if there's something dangerous? Scree, why don't you go check that out before we fully commit to going down there?
Alright. I'm going to like peek
All right. Just
from right here. Just 1 peek.
okay. Give me just a moment.
Binks is under my door, trying to like. She wants to come in, so she's like putting her paws underneath the little crack in my door. Oh. Okay, well, I'm gonna move like right here in between the squares, kind of, because it's like But if I see anything else,
I know that you want to map out the entire thing before you pick which path to go, and it's gonna be pretty tricky to do.
oh no,
Okay, you can see that far.
no. Okay, I'm gonna go back.
We'll move up to we'll move up to here as we know
Okay,
that this area is safe. We're gonna stay a
Okay.
distance behind you. We're letting you do your sneaky thing where you can go up and then sneak back if you need to.
Zoe, go ahead
Yes.
and position yourself, and Raxlor, position yourself, and Scree, go ahead and explore however far you will before you ask them to move up.
Yes. Okay. What is here? Does it curve even more? I'm dying with curiosity.
Da 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 da.
Ah.
You're dying with something. What? What?
Curiosity killed the cat. Okay.
Whoops, whoops, whoops. No, 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 no.
Whoa.
I almost revealed. I was just clicking to, and I accidentally had reveal on, and I was about to reveal a random spot in the middle of the maze.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So you move up to there.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you can see the whole map, so you can pretty much assume we're going to continue moving up until we see something.
Ah.
It matters. Don't worry. And the path dead ends.
Is there anything at the end? Or is it just blank?
So,
Oh, shit!
as you're turning around to see your party, you see these 3 ghostly figures emerge from the trees, and they block off your pathway behind. And they speak to you and say, "Welcome, traveler, to the Bone Brambles."
I thank you, mysterious, ghostly people.
And the second one says, "But how can one be welcome that was not invited?" Oh,
I don't
look.
exactly have an
Oh,
answer
look,
for that.
says the third one. There are more. Into our home they have intruded.
We're not intruding. It's
Not
damn it.
intruding? Then
Not
what
not
business have you here?
we um we're wishing to find damn it, I can't think of her name.
Scree's starting to like go trying to remember the mimicry, and Raxlor says, "We seek Red Ruth. We were sent by Mad Maggie from Knucklebone Fort. We are not intruding. We have an invitation of sorts, a blessing, you might say."
She says, You come to bless Red Ruth, the one who dragged us here from the Feywild and imprisoned our souls forever.
Well, I have a blessing to be here. I'm not here to bless Red Ruth. But yes, we are coming to see Red Ruth. Do you have a problem with her? You don't like her very much, it seems.
The second one says, Oh, she's pretty much fucking with you. We don't care about that anymore. It's been so long. What we really want is something to remind us of the wonders of life. And then the first one says, I just want to drink their blood.
I pull out my last remaining red berry, and I say, if it's blood you want, I've got a juicy sack of it right here.
She hisses at you and says, Food turns to ash in my mouth. I was being metaphorical.
Oh, well, metaphorically, you can drink my blood all you want, just not literally.
You can suck, but never mind.
Bro?
And the first one says, Well, what have you got for us?
I say, can I make a check to see what kind of do I know what these creatures
Ah,
are?
yes.
That's what I was about to do. I was about to ask if I could, if I recognize them. But yeah, you go.
Before I
Okay.
start trying to bargain with them.
Each of you make an Arcana check, and I'll give you different categories of information based
Yippee.
on my arbitrary discretion, based on each of your interactions so far.
Raxlor,
Arcana?
17 Arcana.
Oh, you want to as well, Scree? Sure. Actually, Scree, why don't you do a religion check?
Gotcha.
I got a 17 Arcana.
Okay. So with
13 sorry, religion.
Okay, wait, I'm going to do Screes first. Okay, so with the 13, you have general information to know that it's not an uncommon thing for hags to do something such as this, where they take a piece of forest in the Feywild and drag it into a lower plane such as Avernus. This is actually not very uncommon at all. Red Ruth might not even be the first one that's done that. In fact, chunks of Feywild are getting dragged all over the plains and stuff. Oh my God, what do you know about? I'm sorry, I'm trying to categorize so much information in my head right now. But yeah, so basically that's the situation. Is this was part of the Feywild. Red Ruth basically like imprisoned them here. But now that they're, oh my God, what's the information I'm trying to give you? With the religion check. I'm sorry, I gotta end there. You understand the nature of hags and bringing pieces of the Feywild into Avernus. I'm just trying to think of what specific
Gotcha.
information to give you. Let me hop back to Zoe. But with the 17, you know that these creatures, you don't know what they are specifically, but they seem pretty similar to banshees to you, and you think that what they're asking is for you to give them some kind of a performance, like a sweet story or a kiss or a song or anything that would remind them of their home that they lost so long ago. And
God damn! If only I had some connection to the Fae, and if we had a bard in the group.
And Raxlor, what's your Arcana?
Mine was also 17.
So, okay, so yours was good too. God, what other information? Okay, so yeah, basically these are Fae spirits. Oh, sorry. These are Dryad spirits. There we go. You know what they are. They're Dryad spirits. They're basically dryads that were cursed to become these sort of creatures when they got dragged here from the Feywild. So these are not, with all that information put together, these are not friends of Red Ruth's, but it's not like they're seeking revenge on her. I mean, I'm not saying that they wouldn't, but like it's not like you said her name and now we're going to destroy you. They're just more like lost souls that are trapped to this physical place. So between you guys together, you can share the information, but that's, yeah, I'm going to stop there because now you guys can talk.
So I tell them, we're still in conversation with them, of course.
No initiative, yeah.
I mean, with them, it's not like guys, let's huddle up. We're actively talking to them. I just wanted to see what I know about them before I start negotiating with them.
Yeah, you can share enough information so that you would know the basics of each other's checks.
Yeah.
As far as strategy goes, you know how you're going to handle this.
So I say to them, I know you're kind, poor lost souls. We too are lost souls traveling this place, but we have a purpose. I can't share that purpose with you, but I promise it is one of righteousness. And that journey brings us here to seek the guidance of the one called Red Ruth. And if you mean us no harm, we would certainly be happy to give you a taste of the plane from which we have just recently arrived from.
A ribbon.
A row.
Suddenly, it's like they've infected your mind, and English is no coming through.
I pull out my fashionist of Mielicki, and I say, "Fear not, for I am a fashionist." I just read another thing, but you know what that is.
Oh yeah, I know what that is.
I say, "Fear not, I am a child of the wandering goddess myself, and I in fact was a caretaker of a grove back on the material plane, which clearly is much less impressive than those groves from the Feywild from which you come. I would love to hear your tales of the Feywild sometime, but for now, what would you like us to provide with you? We can certainly give you any sort of stories or
a song. What about a song?
A song.
So after Jake, as Raxlor finishes with saying, "So what sort of thing would you like?" Everything else he said. The first one says, "He's not." He points his gestures. She gestures her thumbs towards Raxlor and says, "He ain't funny." Next, and then Zoe said, "How about a song?" And what did Scree say?
He mimicked Zoe and did a song, like in the same tone that Zoe said.
The second Banshee claps her hands and says, "A song, a song!" And then the third Banshee says, "Please settle down." And then she says, "Oh, but it's been so long since I've heard a song."
I clear my throat. I bust out my... Oh shit, what instrument do I have on this character?
You have a metal something.
That's right. Oh god, it's gonna sound so... It's made of iron. They won't want to get close.
Oh.
But it... And I know it is crazy, and I wish I could play it on mandolin, but you can't because it's so unskilled. But I really, really want to play the song. I kind of tune it a little bit. I'm like, this is a song that always reminds me of the Fey homeland, and I think you might agree. And I proceed to start playing the song "Lump" by Presidents of the United States of America.
I provide backup on harmonica.
Wait, do you guys even know that song?
I think I can put it on my stream if it's less than 11 seconds.
It's close.
Let me see if I can put it on there.
It's a short song.
Well,
you guys don't... I can play it on guitar, but I don't have my guitar, out. Seriously, it's not even chords. It's, so simple.
I figured it out. All I have to do is I play the audio really loud for 2 seconds. And then I turn it down.
It's fitting. It's fitting.
And then the filter won't catch it because it needs enough seconds consecutive of the song.
Or just don't play it on your stream because other people will have known this song. But let's just say in a comical way, it's fitting for this situation.
Okay,
Yeah.
make a performance check with advantage because of all of the flair and your connection to the Feywild. Performance.
And Raxor's helping with harmonica.
He's already got advantage, and I use the regular system, not some weird multi-tier complicated system.
A 16.
Raxlor, make your harmonica check.
No, I'm helping.
I know, make your harmonica, make your harmonica check. Scree, make a. What are you doing?
Eh?
Are you joining?
Natural
it?
one.
You're joining
Negative
it, right?
one.
One.
None of you guys know that song. Fucking hell. Fucking millennials. I'm a
Okay,
millennial, but I'm an
boomer.
old
I'll
millennial.
join in
Make a perform.
either as like vocals or
Okay, you're doing like
some
backup
sort of
vocals.
like mimic. Yeah, or some sort of mimic of an instrument.
And you do the guitar solo. You do the guitar solo, and you.
Oh, this is 90s alternative. There's no solo, or at least
No,
not much of
the
one.
solo is just the notes of the melody, but slower, like in "Smells Like Teen Spirit." Okay,
Oh my god.
but you do that with your voice, and it sounds like a perfect guitar, or at least it attempts to. Make your perception check or performance check with advantage. Raxlor, if you can give me anything more than harmonica, I'll let you have another roll to have advantage as well.
18.
Fine.
Kazoo.
That's funny imagery. Actually, imagining Raxlor like dancing and playing the harmonica. And
There
he's
you
like
go.
7 feet tall. So make another roll and see if you can get better than a 1.
Okay.
Rax-
3 rolls with advantage.
Yeah.
13.
Okay. Scree.
Honestly, that
It
can
was an
only add to
18.
the performance.
18?
The spirits are mollified. As your performance comes to a close, all 3 of them seem pleased. They're all clapping their hands. Well, not all of them, but one of them is like, it's adequate.
Turn undead.
You guys need to listen to the song or look up the lyrics because it really does fit in a very comical way.
Okay, fine, I will. I would have played it on the stream, except the stupid YouTube filters will catch it. So I just had to do little bits. All I know
What's
is
it
she's
called?
lump, she's lump, she's lump,
Lumps-
she's lump, she's in
Lumps
my
saddle
head.
Lump sat alone in a boggy marsh, totally emotionless except for her heart. Mud flowed up into Lump's pajamas. She totally confused all the passing piranhas. And then, yes, the chorus. The lyrics make no sense, but it's about her being alone in a boggy marsh.
Okay, yeah, I'd say that works.
Kind of
It's
mindless.
The President of the United States of America is the band. And they also did the song Peaches. You've got to know at least one of
Yep.
those songs. No, I am familiar with the Presidents of the United States of America. Also, awesome band name.
Oh, thank God.
The spirits are mollified.
I've learned to play the song because I wanted to rewrite it to Trump.
Oh,
And I came up
oh.
with lyrics and everything, and it was all about getting him out of office and stuff. But then I lost interest because I can't hold my attention on anything.
By the way, I looked up the word mollify, and it's a good thing. It's to appease the anger or anxiety of someone, or to reduce the severity of. So these horrible tortured spirits have been, their torturedness has been calmed, and they don't attack unless Raxlor really does cast Turn Undead. But
No, that's
XP,
backup.
since we're not tracking XP, it doesn't really matter. Whoosh.
Goodbye, spirit.
Whoosh.
Thank you for scaring me so much to where I forgot how to talk.
You guys did a good job, and so I think we can keep playing since you didn't have to do a battle.
Hooray!
I was really hoping we didn't do another battle, but you guys played it well, and I gave you chances to fail. You got 1-1 out of all that. That was a bunch of good rolls. So, good job, guys.
Yay.
Spirits conquered, but this is a dead end, unfortunately. So you must keep looking.
All right, Screeno, next time, don't wander right into some spirits.
It's not like I knew there were spirits there. Jeez, Loraxlor.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Let me go up ahead. I'll use Valrog's True Sight to help me scout ahead.
Oh boy.
I speak telepathically to Valrog and I say, "Hey, buddy."
All right. So Valrog says that he's happy to be on alert as you're exploring the maze with his true sight to make sure that nothing invisible or ethereal is sneaking up on you, and also to see through any illusions. That's basically the three main benefits of true sight. Um, and make a saving throw to see if you turn evil. And if
And what is-
and if you do, I'm resolving all that after your later.
I'll message my result to you privately, no matter what. What's the check?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that's right. And I won't say anything. Hold on one sec. Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Okay, rolled. Adding modifier. And you want it on Discord?
Just you can message me on Facebook, and I'll just make a note.
Let's see.
They'll figure it out if I have you roll another check later.
By the way, did anybody notice after the ghost pop up, I kept moving my character back a little at a time, slowly out of the path?
No.
That's what you should do. Position your character.
That's what I was doing.
Why'd you give me two numbers?
The first number is the total. The second numbers are my roll and modifier, just so you're clear.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to tell you if you feel any different?
You can tell me whatever I feel on Messenger.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You feel a tugging at your soul, and the result is what I messaged you. Okay, so let me start.
As Raxlor... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm revealing. Go ahead.
Okay. As Raxlor speaks to the shield, you see a little twitch in his eye, and he smiles gleefully as he holds up Balrog and uses his true sight to search through the maze.
Suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be
Don't be
suspicious.
suspicious. No, don't be suspicious.
Oh, see, I was gonna do Elvis, something about suspicious minds, generation gap.
Among us.
Nah, there you go.
I keep going. I turn around and I say, "Try and keep up."
This is my funnest part, and this is like the only part that something you can only do online is just revealing tiny little bits of the map.
Oh, this
Like-
is such a pain in the ass on live.
Yeah, and this is Tablepop's really good at this. Look, I can just go like this. It's like almost
Oh
like
my
live
God.
mapping. So go ahead. Where are you gonna go?
Here.
All right, down there.
Oh, and I have guidance on myself.
Okay.
Anything here?
Wait, hold on. Okay.
Now just imagine if we used one of those systems that like does line of sight and fog of war, and you have to actually go in and set up the walls of this whole thing. But it's all after that. It's all automatic. I peek down this left path and I say, "Looks like a dead end, Valrog. Anything down there?"
He says, "No, I see no life forms as far as you can see."
All right, and this does look like a dead end to me, right?
It does look like a dead end. Did you
Alright,
want to search it for secret doors or whatever?
As I'm passing by, I point to it and I say, "It looks like a dead end down there. But if one of you wants to go check it out, you can do that, and I'll hold up here as I explore forward." But
Nah. I'm just sticking with you.
and this looks like a solid room.
Yes, that's solid. Sorry.
I was just making sure.
Yeah, that's yeah, I kind of cut the corner. Let me. There you go.
It's okay. I know it's hard with thin walls.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it actually the walls get very. Yeah, see, you can see how thin the walls are, right? Like that's basically this is like the inner part of the maze. Oh,
While Raxlor is going ahead, he's grumbling just barely loud enough for the party to hear. Oh, should have gone down my path. Went down my path. Oh wait, it's a dead end.
It is a dead end, and there is a drow.
Doing what? Just chilling? They got a Game Boy?
Doing drow thing.
Just doing
Doing drugs.
Doing. He's dead.
Dead.
Doing that.
A dead drow.
I approach the corpse and I check with Valrog. Just to be clear, it's not every single time I talk to him. It's this whole instance of using his true sight for our help, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I don't want to be like, oh, now you got to check again.
No, it's not. It's like maybe one or maybe more per session. If you pull out, if you have him use his fear aura, then I'd make you roll another one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I ask Valrog. I say, may not be a creature that I am friendly with, but it's always sad to see loss of life. Is there anything strange that you can see about this body, Valrog, before I try and inspect it myself?
Valrog says, "I see no illusions on this drow."
I would like to inspect the corpse to see what killed it, how long it's been dead, and any other information that might be gleaned.
Her flesh is impaled by hungry vines, and her face.
Her flesh.
And her face is. And her face is. Her. Yes, it's a female. Oh, is this like a male token? It's a token. It's a female. Token is male, but it's 2022. Doesn't matter. Gender doesn't exist.
It's a token female.
The gender, the pronoun is her, and it doesn't matter what they look like.
Well, I don't know. It might matter to my character.
Her face is twisted in an expression of horror. In fact, that's why you thought she was alive for a minute, because it looks like she's kind of sitting up because of the way the vines are holding her. But you don't see anything actively moving. It looks like she's impaled by the vines, not like it's a vine monster that's chomping on her.
Can I tell how long they've been here?
Make a medicine check.
All right. Total is 15.
It's been a couple of weeks.
Okay, so she's getting kind of stanky.
Yep.
Desiccated.
Not recent, not just now. There's been many moons.
Does it look like the vines are what killed her?
Yeah.
Like signs of like blood loss, stuff like that.
Yeah. You don't see anything else that would have killed her other than the vines impaling her.
Okay. Well, I turn back around to my party and catch them as we're kind of heading, like we bump into each other, and I shake my head and I say, there's a lost body down there. It looks like the brambles did her in.
Oh, I was wondering what that smell was.
Yeah, we should probably be careful here. I'd hate for that same thing to happen to one of us. So let's keep each other within our. Let's keep a chain of vision.
Yes.
Did you inspect her corpse to see if she had anything on her worth taking?
I say I wasn't going to go digging through the pockets of a long dead corpse, but be my guest if you'd like to.
Yeah,
okay,
he's
I want to do
probably
that.
evil.
Okay.
No, this isn't evil. This is survival instinct. You take when you're out in the middle of a hell dimension.
Yeah.
You know, with limited resources and stuff, you take and use every part of the buffalo.
Fair enough.
But did you really have to take her jawbone for kindling? That seems specifically disrespectful.
I'm using it as a crotch guard.
She's wearing general adventuring gear, but isn't super well armored. There's not a ton of an indication as to why she's here. Maybe she just got lost. She's wearing like a shoulder satchel, and make an investigation check.
Yes.
What?
12.
Okay, one sec.
Make a dexterity save. Ah, shit. He's like, ooh, I like that. That's canon.
Okay. As you're searching the corpse, you don't see a lot other than the satchel that it's wearing, the shoulder bag, and also a small flask in an ankle holster.
I would like to more closely inspect the satchel and take the flask. Wait, I want to check to make sure it doesn't look like any of it's trapped, especially the flask.
Trapped?
Dangerous, whatever.
Okay. Well, I mean, are you taking the vial out to look at it?
Yes.
You did an investigation check, and this is what you saw with a 15. That's pretty good. If there were
12.
if it was like booby trapped with explosives or something like that, then you would probably find that with a 15. I would say.
12.
12 what?
Not a 15. It was a 12.
Oh, that's fine. You don't. Well, okay, fine. You don't find any explosives, and you don't. Yeah, you don't find any explosives. So do you grab the vial?
Yes, I would like to take the flask. You're like, I'm like, you've mentioned explosives multiple times now.
I mean,
it makes me a little.
I'm not gonna. I'm
oddly specific.
No, you take the vial. I was just wondering if you're
Is it a vial or a flask?
It is a vial of red liquid, and it looks like a potion vial.
Awesome. Okay, so I take that, and I want to take the satchel and look through it.
Okay, so put red maze potion, and we can deal with it whenever. By the way, the standard way for potions is you can taste them, and that'll tell you what kind of potion it is without rendering any effects. And the satchel, so you're looking at it, looks like a fine satchel. Actually, it's in very, very good condition. In fact, suspiciously good condition considering the rest of the gear. You believe that this is some sort of a magic bag, and you can make an Arcana check if you want.
Sweet. Yeah. Oh yeah. I just don't question it. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna do an Arcana check. Hold on. I have to look my Arcana up. It's on a different part of the sheet, and I really need to change my push to talk button. 18.
18. This looks exactly like a bag of holding.
Fuck yeah. But I already have a bag of holding.
Well,
now
okay.
I have 2 pocket dimensions.
Yeah, now I have 2. Like, oh no, don't share it or anything.
I would love a bag of holding. Hello.
Was planning on doing this already, but I peek around the corner seeing if they're done, because I'm going to do ritual funeral rites on the body after it's been, what do you call it?
Desecrated?
Desecrated. After it's been desecrated by looting, I'm like, now I feel like we could
by
have
looting it. No, you should look closer. I'm over there humping the corpse now.
We could have just left it alone, but now that we've started desecrating it, I feel obligated to perform some sort of a blessing on it. So I peek around the corner and check with Zoe, because we can't leave till they're done anyway. And I say, "You about to finish there?"
And Raxlor's the one that might be turning evil. Okay, all right, guys. Hey, so I got a potion that I'm going to taste later, and this satchel turns out to be a bag of holding. And since I already have one, does anybody else need a bag of holding?
Me.
Anyone? No? All right, I guess that's 2 for... Okay, here you go, Scree.
Raxlor says, "Oh, why don't you just put that one in yours? That way you have double extra space."
Yeah.
Pretty sure that results in the end of the universe or something. But, well, we won't know unless we try.
Well, so Raxlor squints his eyes and says, kind of suspicious to find just a perfect bag of holding here. I mean, I guess if this drow was an adventurer of some kind and they had it on them, but we should be careful before putting anything important in those. I know that there exists a bag that looks exactly like a bag of holding, but it's actually an evil monster that eats whatever you put into it. So let's wait till we can inspect a little bit closer before putting anything into it.
Fine. All right, Scree. Are you comfortable holding on to it then and having it, knowing that it might not be a bag of holding, but a bag of arm eating?
Bag of devouring is what it's called. And yes, that's
Does it
exactly
say?
what it does. Eat your
Does
arm.
it say disarm on it?
As
Ooh.
long as Choo Choo is safe, then it's fine.
Okay, let's put Choo Choo in and see if Choo Choo comes out okay.
No.
That's bad at
No.
either way. Even the bag of
Bad
holding.
parenting.
Oh look, see, it didn't get eaten; it just died from suffocation.
No, there's 10 minutes of air in there.
Oh, okay, you meant like real quickly. Well, okay. So,
Yeah, I meant toss it in, waiting to see if there's any squealing.
oh yeah,
and
that's fair.
then reach in and pull them back out.
Of course, that makes sense.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, well here, well just be careful. Just be careful, just in case it's a nom nom bag. I'm going to, oh my god. I am going to get a bag. I'm going to write nom nom on my bag of holding. But here you go, Screen. I give Scree the bag of holding.
Yeah, make sure to keep it separated.
Alright, I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah, write
With a
bag of
question
holding
mark.
in quotations. I think there's a couple of ways we can check. A bag of devouring is what it's called, and they can have I think they act as a bag of holding, except some items in them slowly get devoured, and if the bag wants to, when you stick your arm in it to get something, it can like bite you and attack you and try to pull you in or something like that. So it might be one of those where it's not like, oh, just because it works just fine, it's totally cool. So we need to, I'm pretty sure I've got identify.
Well,
I don't know if that'll, or remove curse or something. I'll look into it. We'll do some Arcana checks to see, because I'm not looking this up. This is just from memory, and I don't want to meta too hard about it. I'm not going to go look up the details.
I don't want to
suspect
meta
it'd be a
too
bag of
hard.
devouring.
well, and if you're not sure, I can hold on to both, and I can just eternally be the one who tests it for a while. I am not worried about losing my arm.
So just to be clear, the way Gygax intends you to play the game is there's things in the game that exist that everyone knows about, and it's a question of, are you familiar enough with that to suspect that's what it is? If we had no reason to suspect that it could be anything other than a bag of holding, that's just like, ha, fuck you. But the bag of holding is meant to punish people. The devouring is meant to like punish greedy adventurers who don't think twice about getting treasure. So knowing that it might not be a bag of holding, I might not know the details of how a bag of devouring functions, but I might be familiar with a cursed bag of holding.
Raxlor would
No
know.
greedy adventurers here.
You would all know to be careful of magic items.
Yeah.
And whether or not you choose to act on that caution is your own character's choice.
Yeah. But without a check, I'm not going to go look up the details of how they work, but that would be how we could suss out whether it's a safe. Like, I would know, bag of holding, I'm always going to check it to make sure it's a real bag of holding if you find it in a bone bramble. But I don't know the exact details on that, and I'm not going to go Google it to find out. But I'm thinking something like empty its contents out first, see what was inside of it, like a regular bag of holding.
A bunch of bones and empty potions.
Exactly. Something like that. Turn it inside out. I'm not sure exactly what a bag of holding has different than a bag of devouring, but I'm pretty sure there's a couple of things you can check. And that's the only way you're supposed to find it. It's not supposed to be like if you know what you're looking for and you know what to check, there's no reason other than just a big fuck you bag. Anyway, but
Right.
Nick might just be laughing because it's a bag of holding. He's like, ah, ha, ha, ha,
There is another option.
I'd be
First off, I
laughing
need to
either
roll
way,
a check.
right?
Do I know what mimics are?
It could also be a mimic.
Yeah, but you already touched it. You're already holding it. So if it was a mimic, it'd be biting you right now. Which is also a distinct possibility. Yeah, mimics are the ultimate fuck you. It could be anything. A door. Gee. Yeah, that's what I got. I got a fucking door.
That's why that is in the book.
The door.
I believe that it is. Yeah, a door being a mimic, that's like the most fucked up thing.
Not specific.
Who's gonna not? Yeah, treasure chest. Everyone knows a treasure chest, but a door. Oh, look, there's a door. Ah, mimic.
I'm gonna come back to our room at night when we finally find it in. There's gonna be a beautiful maiden in my bed. Mimic. Ah!
Doesn't say it has to
My
be
fingers. Oh god.
My fingers.
So, after he's done desecrating the corpse, I sprinkle some holy water over it and whisper a prayer Just a very quick one, because it's a drow, so I'm not like super worried about it.
Oh,
But you know, it's
you get inspiration for the giving it funeral rites.
okay. Inspiration. I don't even have a spot for that on my sheet. Okay, and thank you. And I say, okay, well, it looks like this whole path is a dead end. Let's return back to the split at least and decide where to go from there. If I'm correct, this whole path up to here is a dead end. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, up to... Yeah,
Where
exactly.
Rexlor.
Yep, I see where
Okay.
Rexlor is.
And I say, okay,
Goodbye,
well...
fair drow. I never knew you.
No, you didn't, literally. Oh, I have speak with Ned. I could ask her, like, what happened and stuff, but...
Nah.
Who?
You see me over there gesturing.
Give the DM that choice before I actually cast the spell.
If you looked on the stream, you'd see me looking up random drow names and personalities. So that's okay.
Nick's like, God, I'm going to take weeks to prepare for each game. I'm going to do so much research and prep.
If you can find Red Ruth without getting into a battle, you might get that far before we end. We could either go until you find Red Ruth or you get into a battle, because either one of those things would be time-consuming.
Yeah, that sounds good. As long as we can keep exploring at the pace we're going.
Yep.
I say, well, we're already in this hollow, so we might as well finish exploring it. It's got to lead somewhere. Rather than moving our whole camp and our whole machines and everything to the next hollow, we might as well keep going this way. Is that okay with you guys?
Yep.
Even though I'd really like to go down my path, we'll do that next.
Well, we could go down your path if you want. I don't care.
No, that's too much work to get all that and moving everything over. I don't want to start at the machine again.
All right. Well, let's go down this next one then. Let's find out where it dead ends at. Nick's like, you find Red Ruth, yay!
Yeah, how many holes does this maze have? Because technically this isn't a hole, this is just an orifice so far. It doesn't go all the way through. There might be no holes. Might be solid.
One day I'll tell you what the book has, and you'll be like, what? That's stupid.
my
FYI,
God.
I'm going to continue. Oh, were you
Oh my God! Is it going to be like in Zelda where there's where we have to walk through a hidden wall?
Oh my God.
There could be hidden walls at any point, but
That's why I've got back. I mean, Balrog.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Invisible
does
walls,
he
brick
see?
walls.
Would he see hidden doors too?
Not hidden doors, but like an illusory wall or something would be
Yeah.
what I'm thinking of.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm
Be
going
right
to
back.
continue. What?
Be right back. I
Okay.
gotta go to the bathroom again. Ugh,
Okay.
peeing.
problem.
estimated.
Ooh, it looks like we're going into here. I'm going to continue moving my character as you reveal. So if there's something that's going to pop up, tell me before you reveal it. So like if a monster's attacking me from behind or
Yeah,
if
yeah.
something's appearing where I'm going,
No, I know.
do that before revealing.
And
so,
also, your party is however far behind you say they are.
yeah, and we've got like 15 and 15.
Yeah, they don't have. Yeah, you don't have to each move. Like we can go through this pretty quick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a spot. Sorry. Here, let me reveal that.
That's just as far down the path as I can get. It's not really directly on the grid. Ooh, this is. I whisper back to my party. I say, it's getting a little bit tight up here.
Oh my God! That reminds me. I saw a motorcycle wreck today.
Cool.
Oh wait, no, I wasn't going to say that because I didn't stop.
Oh wait, yeah, not cool.
Okay, well, it was in a completely different lane, and there was nowhere for me to stop, and plenty of other people stopped because they were
Oh.
behind them.
Was it like
it was like fresh.
I
We both
watched
said
it
fresh at
happen.
the same time.
I watched it happen. I had
Oh,
slammed
you
on my
witnessed
brakes
it.
because I was worried he was going to flip
Oh.
over the barrier
Oh,
into
damn.
me. So I slammed on my brakes, but nope. See, he was going too fast, and the semi-truck in front of him slammed on his brakes, and the car right behind that slammed on their brakes. He was behind the car, and he swerved, but what he didn't see when he swerved, because he was going really fast, was that the semi-truck was kind of jackknifed, and so he swerved because it looked like there was plenty of room, and he decided not to slow down much, and there wasn't, and so he suddenly went from about 35 miles an hour to zero by his leg and motorcycle sliding between the tire and the barrier,
Ooh.
and I'm pretty sure his legs were turned to dust.
Oh, God.
When he slammed into the wedge, it was like watching somebody drive an axe into a log. When he went into it, and like parts from his bike flew off of it, but he didn't go anywhere because he was pinned between the tire and the wall.
Well, that's terrible. That's so unfortunate. Well,
Oh yeah, it was horrible. I haven't been dying to tell people about it all day at all.
Hello. I'm
Nope,
back.
it was his fault. He had time to slam on his brakes and
no.
swerve. He thought
Willow
that
missed
he
that
could
whole thing.
swerve.
Willow wants to get a
Oh.
motorcycle. Willow wants to get a motorcycle for their first vehicle. They're like,
Willow.
oh yeah, it's cheaper and it's like, and it's it's really cool
Willow,
and it's
there
not that
are
less
two
safe.
types. There are two types of motorcyclists: those that have been in a wreck and those that will be. They call them donor cycles at the hospital for a reason. Today, I witnessed a motorcycle wreck, and I'm pretty sure the guy.
You don't have to tell it again because it's all on the stream. So
Yeah.
I'll
Make
make
it watch
I'll make sure I timestamp it.
Yeah,
Do that clap so the audio thing jumps up.
yeah.
I will just put it this way: that guy. Oh, and he was wearing like shorts, not even like leather shorts.
Oh.
When I say that
Number
this
one
guy just
motorcycle
fucked up his life, he fucked up his life. He's
Right.
probably not walking for years. It's going to take years of reconstructive if he didn't completely destroy his legs.
Oh my fucking god.
It's a lesson in safety. He was
And
going too fast.
all-
He thought he had
Yeah, yeah.
space, and he didn't. And now
You know how motorcycles like to suddenly swerve and go in between cars and in between the lanes and do that stuff because of traffic? Well, he made a call, and it was a bad one when he did that.
Oh.
And that can happen in a car too, but in a car, there's
Car
Airbags.
would take the brunt of the damage.
it's a little more margin for error. I mean, you can get fucked up in a car too, but you have I don't know, you have kind of a box surrounding you.
Yeah, it's slightly better. It's like, yeah.
Oh, and it was the Techspress lane. So the whole rest of the way home, since I wasn't in the Techspress, I was able to watch the scene. I never saw that motorcycle. It was a nice little crotch rocket. Never saw that motorcycle come down the lane. And right after it happened, traffic like stopped. There was nothing coming for a while, and then you see the occasional car trickling through, but never saw that motorcycle.
Yeah, there was a different person that was more appropriate to call the 911. You didn't really need to get involved in that.
There was a number of people who were stopped at a part of the accident that definitely were calling the ambulances and stuff. There was no shoulder on that part. There was nowhere for me to stop, and it was in the middle of rush hour traffic.
Yeah, everyone doesn't need to stop as long as the people involved are. I mean, if the driver like drove away or something like that.
Nobody
But
was
yeah,
driving
they're-
away.
yeah, it'll have gotten resolved the same either way, unless you were like an eyewitness. You could be like, "Oh, I know this," but that's not gonna do anything for the guy.
No, there was nothing. Yeah, it wasn't like there was any question about what happened. There was tons of witnesses, tons of people who were stopped in the Techspress who weren't going anywhere for a while, and I was not in the Techspress, and there was nowhere for me to stop. So
Yeah. So
anyway,
I look,
sorry, I had to tell you all about that.
yeah, no, that's very interesting.
Now you know, because the way the path is like winding down and getting slivery, thinner. That's what made me think of it.
Oh, really?
It was like
That's
watching
funny.
him. It was like him going from that wide space to, oh, I got this. Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
And just suddenly slid into space and went from 30 miles an hour to nothing in about a half a foot
Ugh.
via his legs.
At least it was his legs.
Yeah, the top half of him is
Could've been
probably
worse.
fine. I mean, he's probably shaken up pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's an understatement. I look and I see the path doing this weird sort of windy, bendy thing, and I say, the shape of the path looks a little bit unnatural here. Be on the lookout for anything creepy. I mean, more so, relatively speaking. Very jagged edges.
Yeah, this part of the maze is definitely getting tight.
And we still haven't come to this. That's weird. It's almost like this completely loops around.
Hold on, which part?
This where this path goes right here, the split.
Yeah.
I would have thought this would have connected at some point. Doesn't look like it is so far. Wait, so is this just completely suspicious?
Is this going to be the whole...
You know what? As I get to this point, and I realize we still haven't been into this area, like we walked around this whole hollow, and I'm like, I'm an outlander, so I've got an eye for paths. I'd like to, now that we've scouted out this area, I'd like to carefully walk around the perimeter of this blotch. Damn it.
Outlander. Poof.
I do that. I walk around the blotch, And I look around and I say, it looks like there's nothing in there other than more brambles. What a waste of space! Look at this. They could have crammed so much more crap in here, and they're just like, nope, just blotch of vines.
They could have put something in the middle there that had no path to it, like what I did on SOE in the Hillock Farm, where there was areas where you could never see the whole entire middle of it at one time on the screen, but you could see some of the outside edges, and I put random treasure chests in there, and people wasted hours of their lives mapping that place out, trying to find a way in.
Yep. I'm pretty sure I've seen some of those.
It'll
I didn't waste hours of my life looking for it, but I was like, I wonder how you get in there.
No, but you weren't obsessive like some of the players are.
It'll make sense the more you explore as you reveal more of the map.
Oh, it doesn't not make sense. It's just like, oh man, that looks like that could have been a big old area. All right, I continue here.
Oh, okay. Hold on. This part kind of sucks. I just reveal where I know you're about to be, and then I wait for you to say that you step there. Okay, 1 second.
They should. There. I want a fog of war that allows you to like use a brush to clear the fog of war. It should be solid black, and then you just use a brush to clear it. So far, all the programs and tools I've used, you have to draw the fog of war on, but you can't just draw a shape to clear it. It's got these weird.
Erase it like it's GIMP, and you have an eraser tool.
Yeah, like a layer on like Photoshop or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, look at me! I'm fancy. I don't have to pay for kids and a family, so I can afford Photoshop. I don't have to settle for GIMP.
I didn't pay for Photoshop.
Pirating exists. Not that me or anyone I know would do that.
Okay, this is getting awfully geometric in this area.
Yeah, I say to the party, because there's a split here. I say I'm going down this left path, and we'll see where this leads. But just be careful and don't lose the path or whatever. Dead end.
The path.
My turn to take the lead.
Well, actually,
I'm just kidding. I don't want to take the lead.
Actually, at the when you go into this path, you see a 15. At the end of the path is a 15-foot deep thicket of thorns, and at the end of the path, in the very back, entangled at the end of the path, is a hawthorn staff.
Is that here?
Yes.
So there's 15. Are these? I'm assuming the squares are 5 feet. So this whole last 5 feet is entangled.
Yeah, but just theater of the mind for this section.
Yeah, I'm just making sure of like where I'm at and kind of what it's like.
Yep.
When they wrote this campaign, they didn't have computers and grids like this.
It's not. I mean, it could always be better written. I'm making it work.
I turn back to the party and let them catch up to me, and I say, looks like this is a dead end, but there's a wide thicket of brambles, and it looks like there might be something magical or something of value at the end of it. It looks like some kind of a staff made of hawthorn, which is a well-known magical wood. But I don't have any sort of magic that would let me get through those brambles safely. Do either of you have anything that would allow you to get that thing?
Do we have fire? Wait, no, that might kill us.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be the best idea, but I mean, potentially.
Burned her home down, she'd be unhappy.
Yeah.
Zoe, make a nature check.
Seven.
It's funny because I was already conceptualizing the failure text. And I'm like, oh, maybe he'll succeed. As you briefly consider burning it down, then you're like, nah, that's probably not a good idea. I mean, usually setting fire to everything is not the best plan.
I wonder if her basilisk is. Wait, no, that staff's probably bigger. Yeah, no, it's not going to work.
No. He probably wouldn't even listen to any of our commands yet. He's not like a full-fledged pet. He's just like a baby in training.
I mean,
about how heavy would you say? Oh wait, I don't have mage hand.
Sad.
I've got oil and torches and a grappling hook and Ooh, actually, hold on. Let me check something real quick. Oh, that's dumb.
Hmm.
Rope of entanglement. The other end darts forward to entangle a
Oh.
creature you can see within 20 feet of you. You can't use it to wrap around an object.
Okay. At some point along the campaign, from switching maps and stuff, I forgot about Happy, my cat.
We lost Happy at some point.
Oh.
Ha! I just got
I don't-
I got tired of copying her to new maps since I was always moving her around and you never did anything with her. So I can easily add her to any map, but I have to go and add here. Actually,
I moved her around. It's just I had a tendency to forget to move her to the next screen.
I thought we left her at like the base with all the temple or whatever.
I don't know. Maybe we did. You might be right.
I don't remember. I just don't remember being surprised that they were missing. So I thought we had left them somewhere, but I don't know.
I just forgot between switching campaigns and moving from one thing to another, and my Swiss cheese parasite-ridden addle whole brain.
Happy
Oh my
springs out of your satchel and licks your face.
Speak of the.
Now, if Jake is remembering leaving
I
Happy
don't remember
behind,
that.
he probably did.
I don't remember what happened to him, and I was pretty sure we were like trying to pare down our party, and I thought Happy was one of the ones that went with, but I could be wrong.
But still, if it's a big staff, a cat, even a flying cat that's intelligent, probably can't carry the staff.
Plus, you'd have to send him digging into a deep thorny thicket.
That's true. I don't really want to do that. But I wouldn't mind dragging Happy around with me again.
Awesome, you have control, so you can move her and she can move your own character. In fact, I think she's too big, isn't she? Shouldn't she be like tiny? Hold on. Can I wait, how do I resize it? Nah, okay. Never mind.
Who has that giant two-handed sword? The
Zach.
magic one.
Definitely not me.
Can I borrow that sword? I'll just hack through. I can't hack through it with a mace, but I can hack through it with a great sword.
Sure.
Oh, evidently I do have that sword. Okay, yeah, here, you can borrow it.
I take it. What's it called?
Special great sword of the hero.
Great sword of the hero.
I take it I'm taking it off of my sheet now.
I'm writing it on my sheet. Yeah. I mean, I can actually use it. I just haven't been because I have a shield and a mace that's better.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
can
then,
actually
yeah,
use
definitely.
it. Since I'm a war cleric, I'm actually proficient in martial weapons, so I can actually use it. What's the special thing? Is that something weird, like if you reduce a creature to 1 hit point?
Yeah, I don't remember, and it's in some doc that I don't have open right now. But
yeah,
you can use it as a normal great sword to slash through this shit. It is a magic great sword as well, so not a bad tool for chopping through a thorny thicket.
I have a magic mace and an artifact shield, which just is better than a magical two-handed, unless I'm focused on a two-handed build. So yeah, I can use it, which is good to back up. High.
What?
18.
Oh my god.
I'm a war cleric. I'm basically a paladin.
Yeah, you're right. Your other that's a tough decision. Yeah, technically your mace and shield is a better combo.
Only because of the +2 AC. Well,
Yeah.
+4. +4 more AC than I would have normally.
Yeah,
and
right.
the weapon's already magic. But I don't have any special benefits from if I had extra attack, then the two-handed would be absolutely better because I'm attacking every round, because I'm casting spells mostly.
Yeah.
Anyway, hacky choppy chop.
All right,
I just hack away at it.
Make an attack roll against the thorny thicket.
Does guidance apply to attack rolls? It doesn't.
No,
right?
Are you kidding me? Get the fuck out of here.
Attack roll, I'm assuming it's +1. I'm assuming it's the same as Heaven's Fall, so I'm at 21.
All right, you cleave into a chunk of the thicket. Roll damage.
12. Sorry, 12. Is it 12? 12, yeah.
All right. The majority of the bush is hacked away.
Enough to reach the thing without getting poked?
No, you're just hacking at the first 5-foot section. There's 3.
I hack at the next 5-foot section.
Make an attack roll.
Rip.
9. 19 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
11 damage. Oh shit! You know what? I'm rolling Heaven's Fall damage for some reason. Greatsword's even better. 2d6. Damage on that one. The other one was, I mean, there was no way I could have gotten less than that. Oh, 2 1s though. That's gonna 7 damage. Seven.
Okay. That section of thorns is destroyed. So,
Hacky
so you can move up to the next section now if you want.
I move up to the next section
Okay.
and inspect closer before hacking the last section.
Okay. So you're hacking the next section, right?
I've hacked 2 sections, and now
No,
I'm within.
The first one, it took two whackings to destroy it.
Oh, I thought you said those brambles are destroyed, and then okay, yeah, okay. The second whack destroys it.
Mostly
Yes.
destroyed. So the second whack destroys it. It's gone now.
Yeah. So after the first patch is destroyed, I move up into where it was, facing the second patch, and the staff is in the third patch. Right. I'm not attacking the patch with the staff in it.
Correct.
Okay. I do inspect it closer just to make sure there's nothing that I wasn't able to see before.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation is 13.
These thorny vines look very tangly and dangerous. But you don't notice anything else. Nothing in them or on them or anything. No trip wires or explosives that you can see. I'm just gonna keep using explosives until something fucking blows up.
I say to my party, I say, it looks like these vines are very tangly, and I haven't exactly had the best luck with vine and plant creatures lately, but better to get an attack off before it attacks us, right? And I swing at it with the greatsword.
Alright, make another attack roll.
That's going to be a 14 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
Damage is 12.
Alright. You hack off more pieces of this section of bush. As you do, some of the little spindly vines catch around your gauntlets and your gloves. And as you start pulling away, you find yourself more and more tangled, and you are actually restrained by the thorns.
Is it
in
like
one session?
Huh?
You got restrained by freaking thorns twice now.
This is gonna be my next fear.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm slightly entangled,
I'm
and
looking
I would
up
like
restrained. It just means you can't move, and your attack rolls have disadvantage, and your
and stuff has advantage on you.
yeah, and stuff has advantage on you, and you have disadvantage on dex saving throws.
Yeah, basically anything that would require mobility is negated.
But you can still attack, so you can slash it again.
But nothing's attacking me, right?
Nope.
Can I try to break free from the thorns?
No. I mean, you tug on the thorns, and from your strength alone, it's not going anywhere. But the first bush chopped up pretty nice.
I ask my party, I say, help, I'm permanently trapped here. I have no way to escape these vines. Can someone cut me free?
Oh my gosh.
I say, I don't think this one's attacking me. I think I just got tangled. Cut me loose.
I attempt to cut him free with my short sword, not knowing if it will work or not.
I mean, I've got a dagger.
Okay. So you guys approach to help Raxlor cut free. As Raxlor is begging for you guys to help him escape, the vines that are tangling around him, they've now started to like creep under your armor, and you feel the thorns slicing at your skin, and you take some damage.
Oh, chow, 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 chow.
This underwhelming description. You take 26 damage.
What the fuck?
And now it is now it's Scree's turn.
I start screaming in pain. Help!
But this bush is pretty well chopped up. There's not that much left. It just caught you as you were chopping it up. Scree, it is your turn.
I'm going to
You can
slice.
reach. It's narrow, but you can kind of reach past him and try to like chop him free. Make an attack
Yes.
roll. What weapon are you using?
Short sword.
That works.
Can I reach Scree?
Yeah,
Since
he's
I can't escape. Since I can't escape, can I cast guidance on Scree? Wait, guidance. Fuck.
Yeah, but he's chopping. It's attack roll.
That's right.
That's the second time you try to use guidance on attack roll. It ain't gonna happen.
I want to guess one guidance.
You can. You do. He has guidance. Scree, make an attack roll without guidance.
24 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
Nice. Bitty just sat on my notes.
Bitchy.
Hold on while I try to carefully move him because I don't want to disturb him.
He's a sick old cat. He has no penis.
He is unwillingly transgender.
He had a horrible bladder infection years ago and almost died, but this vet was able to save him with like emergency surgery and cut Deanna a really good deal and cut off his wiener to save his life. And it's like 6 years later, and he's like sick and old, but he seems okay. He just doesn't have a lot of energy. 5 damage.
5 damage.
And-
That's
And you slice
for the
you
first
slice the
hit.
you slice the vine free, and that section of thorny thicket crumbles to ribbons, and Rexlor is now free.
Rexlor gasps as he inhales and stumbles back onto Scree, falling into them and nearly knocking them over. As he
okay?
reaches into his gauntlets and pulls out the vines, and they're like, flesh and skin and fur is all pulling with it. And he throws it on the ground. And he's like gasping for breath, so he's going to use second wind.
Okay. Tell me your
And
hit points at the end of second wind.
Yep. Let's see.
How many times do you get that? Oh, the other second one was the
Short-
previous day. I get it.
Another
Yeah.
short rest. Yeah.
Cool.
So that's +7. So I'm going to be at 34 hit points.
Jeez.
And I gasp and catch my breath, and I say, "Fuck this!" And I pull out my fashionist and I whizzle it around in the air, and I conjure a spiritual weapon right next to the vines, and it just starts beating the shit out of it.
What kind of weapon is it?
It is a hold on.
That was slashing damage that you took, by the way.
Okay, I wasn't slashing or piercing. Check something. Force damage. Okay, so the damage is force damage from this regardless. I was checking to see if it's from the weapon. But it's I don't know what Mialicki's weapon is, and I don't know what I've been using, so it's just a hammer or a mace.
Well, it doesn't matter, but really you're gonna do a mace. You're not gonna do like a wood chopping axe or a hedge trimmers or something.
Well, it's supposed to be Mialicki's weapon. A scimitar, I guess.
Fine, at least that's better. Okay, so it turns into a mystical scimitar appears and just starts hack, and you chop every last bit of that evil, hateful vine. And now the thorny vine trap, actually just says thorn trap, has been entirely destroyed. And your reward sits entangled in the normal hedges at the end of the bramble path.
I stomp forward, and with a wave of my hand, I dismiss the spiritual weapon, and I grab the staff and pull it out of the dust of vines.
You grab the staff in your hand, and as you pull it from the vines, it crumbles to dust. Oh, I'm sorry, ashes.
I look at the ash in my hand, I open my hand, and I go, and I gather up the ash and put it in my bag, and I say, I'm not leaving here without something.
Apparently, this staff was a decoy, and that was a lot of fun watching you fight to get it.
Oh my god.
But the bag of holding's probably good.
Yeah, now we know one of two. Like, they're not going to make everything cursed, probably. I turn to Valrog and I say, the fuck?
What's up?
You couldn't tell that was a fake?
It's not an illusion. It just crumbles to ashes.
I say, oh, fine. No, it wasn't an illusion.
It was
Okay, I'll keep that in
apparently
mind.
it was very carefully placed ashes.
It was a staff, but at some point this thing burned, and it burned, but it did like that charcoal thing where it all looks the same, and then when you touch it, it just crumbles.
Yeah, basically.
Bro.
Looked nice though.
Oh, well,
Okay, you can keep on going if you want.
that technically wasn't a combat.
No, it wasn't a combat.
I
said
voicelessly
combat very
moved forward.
specifically.
I just don't say anything. It crumbles to dust. I scoop up the ashes in my bag, and I don't say a word. I just move on.
Ouch.
While I'm exploring down the thing, I cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Quietly. I don't want anyone to hear. I'm like, Cure Wounds. Ring. Ooh. I heal for 12 hit points for a total of 46. And I can't tell if this is a dead end, but I don't know if I can tell or if the map, so I look up around this corner anyway.
There you go.
Okay. And before I continue, I'd like to check this way also.
I had that one highlighted first.
I couldn't tell if it was a dead end or if it was just that it was a cut and corner.
Dead end.
And that one's a dead end. Is there? I look around.
No
And
bullshit.
I'm like,
in this one.
I'm making this very obvious. Like, all right, what's in here? Nope. Okay. And this way.
I'm gonna laugh when we do all of them, and then it turns out she's right here.
Literally, and that was like the way I wanted to go first. Actually,
Yeah.
I think we've almost exhausted this path, though.
I think we have exhausted it.
No, I think there's a very thin pathway here.
I think someone's being critical, and Nick just didn't. Well, you know what? Oh my god!
Oh.
Damn.
Looks like there's actually one here too, but I can't tell.
No, there's not. Sorry.
Okay.
Do. Here, I'll give you this corner.
Thank you.
Suddenly we see Joey standing there in his miniature vision. Oh shit!
Ta-da.
Mm.
Oops. This is so meticulous, but I don't care. I've just gotten good at it. I'm using a trackpad too, remember?
Oh, geez, yeah.
The trackpad.
I'm
This-
good. I'm good with a trackpad.
Now that
No.
we've got an outline, I'm pretty sure this is like some kind of a house or something.
It's
Look at
gotta be.
the way they
Yeah.
kind of square in.
Yeah.
Oh, this way? Yeah, okay, this way. Oh, that's a dead end over there.
Where? Ping it and I'll reveal.
There?
Yeah, let me get that better. In fact, here, let me just do this. There you go.
Okay.
I should be less conservative. It's not like you guys are gonna. As long as there's not a monster right on the other side of the wall,
True.
I don't need to be so exact. Still being a little exact.
I don't like how big this is, and he said until you get into a combat or find Red Ruth, and that means one of those things is going to happen quickly. And he's fairly confident we're going to find one of those two things is going to happen.
I mean, you're
is
going
there
down the same path. If you start a whole new path, then maybe we'd pause it.
Yeah, I am checking all these little alcoves and stuff as I'm going past them, like making sure there's nothing in them, and then I'll continue down. So if there's anything in one of them, let me know.
Nope, I would describe it if you saw something.
Okay.
Link.
Looks like this one's about to meet up at the bottom. Dead end?
Nope.
Yeah, that's where we're going. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's the little house thingy. So that's why I just checked with him. It's not a dead end. I think I would like to link this up so we have a clear path.
Yeah, this is looking more and more like a hut on, like a witch's hut. Although it could be the path is this way.
Yeah, and that would have been this one here.
The one that we started at?
Oh, we were kind of in this corner here. We didn't start at any path, really.
Oh yeah, sorry. Reveal.
Oh, you're fine. I wasn't sure if you were working on it.
Now I'm working on it. Hold on. One more sec on reveal. I'm actually going to give you... Hold on one sec. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, and it's a dead end, right? Nothing interesting. Ah! Ah!
3 shambling mounds arise from the brambles and attack the characters.
Roll initiative?
Yep. But you want to end the game here now.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, God, I suck as a DM. I'm like, oh, okay, you're in the thorny brambles. Wait, hold on, you take some damage. 26 damage. That probably should have been more epic. And then it's like, okay, another dead end. Oh, click, click, click. 3 shambling mounds. So as Rexlor explores the last little area before what seems to be the center of the maze, he thought, hey, instead of continuing to the center of the maze, I'm going to check one last dead end just to make sure that I complete the table. And 3 shambling mounds burst forth from the brambles and so on and so forth. And also, I think Rexlor should be here. But well, I'll let you guys choose exactly how you position them.
So, well, I'll let you, so we can decide at least. I would have been walking around the corner here, crossed here, and looked into this area. And then I wouldn't have ever actually gone down this way as long as I could see down it. So I would have been right about
here that's
and
fair.
looked down. And if it looked like a dead end with nothing interesting, then I would stop here and turn around. So if did they attack after I paused and went to go turn back around?
Basically, as soon as you saw the last dead end, at the moment your brain goes, oh, okay, another dead end, because you've seen so many. And yeah, there's been a couple of things, but the last several that you found, there was nothing there. So now this last one, suddenly you're like, okay, and the last dead end, and then kaboom, and then they burst from the brambles and come like out of the brambles, basically.
That would have been, if we're using 5-foot squares, then it would have been right here, because I can see to the corners of this area pretty well.
Yeah, that's fine. And I mean, those walls are really there, but I mean, like, I'm not like, obviously that square's on a wall, right? Like the walls are smaller than the squares, so
yeah. But there has to be a way to move through this space, so
exactly. In fact, technically, there's a gap there that's like 2.5 feet. So I mean, yeah. So like you'd have to squeeze, but I mean, it's an abstraction. But yay! Then we can start a battle next time.
Yay!
Okay. Can I just tell you guys that you picked the right path? Since you're at the end of the maze.
Oh,
I mean,
was there only one right path?
No, there are multiple paths. You would find this out next session anyway, but this is the end of the maze. Yes, this is the center, and I'm not going to reveal that or tell you what you find.
Okay,
But
I was
that's,
right to go to the center then.
yes, you were right to go to the center. I'll reveal the whole map so that you guys can see it next time, because I'm going to leave a little bit, and I'm not going to tell you what you find. I'll describe that next time, but I'm just letting you know that you finished the maze.
We don't have to finish this battle and then leave and go in another entrance. This is it. Because I was gonna go here next. If this was a dead end, that's where I would have been. So it was just a choice.
Yep, exactly. So basically, you hit the last dead end. If you had gone one of the other paths, like you can't see because you can't see the part of the maze that's hidden. But there are like what 1, 2, 3. There are 5 main entrances. And Zach said, I have a feeling about the upper left path, and that's literally the only one that was correct.
That's what I was asking.
And then the very first split right here, you guys went north, which was a dead end. And, well, 2 dead ends, really. But then you went back and you went down this path, and you hit little, like, mini dead ends. But do you notice that, like there's just this one little section here. You notice how there's other entrances all the way around, and there's like no way that it connects. Yeah, so those are all like hard dead ends, and so I was just cracking up at the beginning because you're like, oh, I think this one. Oh, but what about this one? And Zach's like, up top left, and you're like, what? Are you watching the stream? And I'm like, oh my God, is he? And then he's like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, yeah, I trust that he's not.
And then it's like, okay, fine, let me explain my reasoning.
And I'm like, oh, I hope they do. I hope Jake doesn't no, we're going to do bottom first. But then Jake goes, fine, we'll do your idea first, and we'll do mine next. And I'm like, no, you won't. Oh, no, you won't. This is the correct path.
That was my reasoning, though, because the top one looked like it was too much of a main entrance. The others all looked like piddly dead ends, but that one was in the middle. It looked just right.
Yep. After you beat the Brambly guys, then I will reveal the entire map, and that'll be your reward. And then you get to find out what's at the center of the maze.
You're assuming that we beat the Brambly guys.
Yeah.
You guys have a lot more power than you want to admit. You're just being cautious because you want to have those there in reserve. But I think that we'll get to see you guys break out some cool potions and magic items next time.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe.
Planning on it. Maybe.
Are we going to... Well, I'll just ask next time.
You can ask. That way it'll help me decide. I have a whole week to plan what my answer is.
If you reveal the entire map, are we going to assume that we did the equivalent of going down each of the ends and looked for any items that might be found? Or are we pretty much, SOL, or was this the only path with stuff?
I mean, you have to draw the line on wasting time, but I'm just going to tell you that by uncovering these shambling mountains, you guys 100% at the dungeon, the maze. It's not a dungeon.
Awesome.
It's a maze, and there's traps at dead ends, and then there's your goal at the center. But yes, now if I wanted to be hardcore, I wouldn't tell you any of that, and we would take the time for you guys to go down and explore each and every path and be.
I will in my game.
And you'd be nice and nervous. Go ahead, please do that. But for me, it's like you guys pick the right path to begin with, and then you hit every single thing. So I'm just going to tell you that you 100%ed it because I don't want you guys to spend an hour exploring dead ends.
3 sessions.
But that's just my impatience. So yes, Jake, please go ahead. Plus. Okay, I'm just going to tell you guys, here's how the book says to run this. It presents this map. This map is in the book. And then it says...
Oh, yeah, you asked me how to do mazes. This is the maze you were talking about.
This is the maze I was talking about, and I'm glad that you kind of forgot, so it didn't he's doing exactly what I said. Here's what the text says. To avoid getting lost in the wood, the characters must succeed a DC 15 group survival check. On a success, they locate the center of the woods. If they fail, they reach a dead end. And that's basically what it says, and then it describes the dead ends. And I'm like, that is bullshit.
Imagine being the person who made this map, who made an actual maze, and then they're just like, yeah, survival check.
It's a really cool maze, too. It's a legit maze. That's why I asked. Yeah, exactly, survival check. That's why I asked you. And you're like, I think it would be fun to actually go through it. And at first, I'm like, okay, I'll just tell you, you see this to the left, you see this to the right. But then I had some time, and I'm like, no, I'm going to get a map. And then I'm like, fuck that, I'll just let him walk through the maze. And then you guys picked the right path, but you also still hit every dead end along the way. Okay, I was generous with the rewards, but it was because I knew that pretty much everything for the Shambling Mound would probably be something that we could breeze through. If you guys had pissed off the Dryad Spirits, then you definitely could have fought them. And now that you know what the other two things were, it was basically just, a real treasure and a fake treasure, basically. And then more things for you to discover. And then here's the battle. So after this, next time we can knock out this battle, and so you guys can spend the time thinking about what you're gonna use. Shambling Mounds are not that tough. Like, we had one as a boss in Strahd, but we were level 3. So you guys are like level 8, and you've got tons of abilities and powers and items and magic stuff. So just look at that and think of how you're gonna move forward with it. I don't even think what's their movement speed. Maybe you could just run away from them. What would that look like?
By the way, I promise I did not look at the feed. I just knew.
I know you didn't actually. Never mind. I'm not going to say who I thought was watching my free feed because I'm sure they weren't, and I don't want to give anything away. So I'm just gonna stop.
Okay.
Don't think any further about what I said, and also don't watch the stream.
Already forgotten and not intentional.
Don't watch the stream yet because you see the window I'm googling.
I have no idea what it could have possibly been because I wasn't watching the stream, so I'm just left confused.
It's going to be funny. We get to the middle of the maze, and it's going to be like, you see the witch's hut. We walk up to it. Witch's hut rises up on chicken legs and runs away to another part of the maze. And then make us uncover that section, and then it runs away. So then it doesn't matter which section we do. We have to uncover them all.
Yeah, their movement speed is less than 30. And I'm not going to make you do a nature check to tell you that. So if things are rough, then maybe you do like a plan B situation. So you guys can think of the sky is open. I don't know. Zoe has fly.
Two of us can get out.
Yeah, 2 of you. Yeah. So just think about it and think of if you guys are exploring this maze and then suddenly 3 shambling mounds explode from the walls, you can look at your character sheets and think of how you would deal with that dilemma. But yeah, there you go. There's the session, and next time you will somehow defeat the shambling mounds one way or another, and then find out what's at the center of the maze. Maybe explosions.